your hands, right?
These things right here, my hands take care of it.
Run, there you go.
You only get one chance, no do-overs.
Drop your shoulder and go.
What every kid dreams about, and I'm actually in a position to do it.
And the fact that I'm going to be wearing a Senior Bowl jersey this year, that's a big honor.
To go play in the NFL. That's why you're here.
NFL Network is proud to present the 2011 Senior Bowl, powered by Under Armour. Each and every year they start the tailgating early in Mobile, Alabama, as the 2010 college football season gets extended for one more day. The top seniors walking the gauntlet. Enthusiastic crowds here at Ladd-Peebles Stadium, which is sold out in Mobile, Alabama, for the 2011 Senior Bowl, powered by Under Armour. Hello again, everyone. So glad you can join us. I'm Bob Papa's NFL Network is proud to present the Senior Bowl, powered by Under Armour. This is the last opportunity for these college players to wear the uniforms, the helmets of their college teams. But this is the first step in the path to the draft for these young, talented seniors coming out of college. They get a chance to work with pro coaches. And for the 32 NFL teams, they come out of the cave of the coaches' film rooms, and they get to see these players practice under pro conditions throughout the course of the week. And it all culminates in the game here today in Mobile. Joining me for today's broadcast, as always, NFL Network analyst Charles Davis and Mike Mayock. And Mike, when you take a look at one of the players that stood out throughout the course of this week, is Von Miller. Long, and we'll get a chance to see him play in the game today.
No, Bob, my favorite thing is when a highly rated player chooses to compete here at the Senior Bowl. And when you're talking about the NFL being a pass-first league, defensively, it's about getting pressure on the quarterback. That young man right there is the best edge rusher in college football. Now, he's a pure 3-4 rush linebacker. The first 3-4 team that needs that guy, and I think he's a top 10 pick, will be all about taking him. He's quick off the edge. He can rip, dip, and get to the quarterback. They'll play a 4-3 today, which means there'll be a Will or a Sam linebacker. But trust me, on passing downs, they will stick his hands in the dirt and let him get off against those highly rated north tackles.
Well, one of the things, Charles, that the quarterback's going to have to watch out for in this game, at least on the north side, is Von Miller. Talk about what you've seen this week from some of the quarterbacks.
Well, one of the guys we have who's a highly rated guy, especially coming out of last season, is Jake Locker from the University of Washington. Many said he might have been the top pick in the draft if he had chosen to come out, went back for his senior season. He has everything. A live arm, can throw the football awfully well, moves it with his legs, gets outside of the pocket, a 4-4 sprinter, a baseball player. What are people wondering? Accuracy. Can he put the ball on receivers? A career 54% thrower. He has to do it under the toughest conditions possible. Receivers he doesn't know, I'd love to see him get into a rhythm today. But the guy with the learning curve, the guy who's shortened the hypotenuse on that learning curve, is Colin Kaepernick from Nevada. 6'6", 225 pounds. This guy moves it with his legs. He flings it with the arm, has a live one. This is the guy I call a transformer. Right now, he wants to be Optimus Prime at the end of this ball game.
And the coaching staff said to these young men, now go out and have some fun and go play the game. They've been having fun here in Mobile all week long, including starting early this morning. Alabama fans out in full force. It's the Senior Bowl, and kickoff coming up next.
This is the Evo 4G. This is Android, which powers the Evo. This is something nice someone said about the Evo. So is this. And this. And all this. And this is the new HTC Evo Shift 4G, a smaller Evo with a slide-out keyboard. Only from Sprint, the Now Network. Now, there's even more to talk about.
Coach Switzer, the Coors Light Super Bowl Insider Sweepstakes is finally here.
Yeah, you know it is.
4 tickets to Super Bowl 45, insider access. Plus, it's really easy to enter.
It's not hard.
You think I'm going to win?
Yeah.
Great. How do you know?
Because...
Introducing Coors Light Super Bowl Insider Access. You can score unthinkable Super Bowl access, game gear, and more.
Coach, can't find a room in Dallas for the Super Bowl.
How's things in San Antonio?
Oh, booked.
No, no, and no. The ice sculpture goes over there. Frank, get in here.
Make the right first impression. Go to Vistaprint.com or call 1-800-VISTAPRINT today and get started with 500 premium business cards for just $10. Vistaprint. Make an impression.
Am I here by myself?
I wanted to go to the combine. I wanted to compete in every last drill, every last test. I had nothing to hide, and I knew I could succeed.
Follow the path to prime time. The NFL Scouting Combine, presented by Under Armour, exclusively on NFL Network.
Weather conditions here in Mobile, Alabama for the 2011 Under Armour Senior Bowl. 61 degrees, winds out of the southeast at 10 miles per hour, and a beautiful day. Sunny skies. Well, Paul Bortmeister has been anchoring our coverage all week long, and he gives us his perspective on what he's seen this week and what he expects today. Paul?
Hey, Bob, that notion, the early notion that the strength of this year's draft class would be up front on both sides of the ball really proved to be true this week, and the talent on this north sideline is the best example. Mike Mayock's top 3 senior offensive tackles, Nate Solder, Anthony Costanzo, Gabe Carini, all on this team, though Carini will not play today to nurse an injured ankle. Defensively, the nation's leader in tackles for loss, Ryan Kerrigan, has been a menace all week, while Christian Ballard and Cameron Jordan even more explosive and more versatile than expected. All 6 of those players have legitimate hopes of being drafted in the first round. Bob?
Well, Paul, you talk about the draft and you take a look at 21 players from this year from the SEC, the most of any conference. 84 players drafted from the 2010 game in last year's draft. 10 first-rounders from last year's draft played in this game. So we are set. The South is in the red. They won the coin toss. They've elected to receive Jeremy Curley. Number 84 is back deep. Kai Forbath out of UCLA, the Lou Groza Award winner in 2009, kicks it off for the North. Curley's going to run it out. Takes it out to the 22-yard line. And starting for the South will be Florida State quarterback Christian Ponder. Hit on 62% of his passes this past season, 20 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Picked up a finance degree in 2.5 years at Florida State with a 3.73 grade point average.
And Bob, his whole deal is all about the durability. Shoulder and elbow problems this year compounded by a concussion that kept him out of the bowl game at the end of the year. Told me earlier in the week, Charles, 100% healthy.
Ponder to throw on first down with time, looking to air it out. And it's bobbled and caught by Leonard Hankerson from Miami and dragged down at the 28-yard line. It's a 49-yard pass to start the game.
And he's throwing into the wind. It's severely underthrown. Good coverage by Jaleel Brown, but Hankerson finds it first. Defensive back has the disadvantage. Hankerson uses that big body to come back and catch the football. Now, this is not a great throw, but it's a great adjustment by Leonard Hankerson.
Hankerson, who set the Miami school record this past season, single season record with 72 catches and 1,156 yards and 13 touchdowns, with a 49-yard reception to start. While Powell on the inside run takes it inside the 25 to the 23. Let's take a look at the rest of the starters for the South on offense. Lee Zimba out of Auburn, the starting right tackle. At center, Christopher O'Dowd out of USC. The left guard is a local product from Mobile, Rodney Hudson. Powell had the 1 carry out of Louisville. Preston Dial also hails from here in Mobile, Alabama. Hankerson had the 49-yard catch, and Luke Stocker out of Tennessee, the tight end. Second and 5 for Ponder, and the South has some room, has a first down, and chased out of bounds by Casey Matthews out of Oregon. Gain of 8 and a first down for the South.
You know, he's an athletic kid, Charles, and he was a draft pick in baseball. Watch him pick his way through the pocket with his eyes down the field. He feels something over here he likes, doesn't see anything in the end zone, knows he can get out of bounds and get a first down. Carpenter on the left side of your screen right there. I had kind of a late round grade on him. I thought Carpenter had a better week than I expected. Good job passing, pushing the defensive end past the quarterback.
Powell and Clay in the backfield behind Ponder on a 1st and 10. Powell takes it to the 10-yard line, hit by Jaquan Jarrett out of Temple. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the North squad, which is coached by Mike Zimmer, defensive coordinator of the Cincinnati Bengals. Marvin Lewis, the head coach. Christian Ballard out of Iowa. Started all 13 games for Iowa this season. Greg Jones out of Michigan, middle linebacker, first-team All-American. Casey Matthews, whose brother Clay played in this game 2 years ago. One of the linebackers for the North. Second and 5 from the 10 for the South. Powell takes it right up the middle, pushes it near first down. He's about a yard short. Sione Fua on the tackle.
Charles, kind of interesting. This defensive line, the starting defensive line of this North team could make a case that they have 3 of their 4 guys as first-round picks. Kerrigan, potential first-rounder. Ballard, I have in the second, could be a first-round pick. And Cam Jordan had as good a week as anybody.
And what's interesting is looking at a guy like Ryan Kerrigan that some teams may want to evaluate as a stand-up guy also, maybe in a 3-4. Talk about a guy who rushes the passer. Ryan Kerrigan is that guy.
3rd and 1. Ponder keeps it and has the first down to the 2-yard line, so he picks up 3. An impressive opening drive by the South, and Christian Ponder, the quarterback from Florida State.
And it couldn't be a better start for him, as you talked about, Bob, because Christian Ponder, Mike, you already talked about it. Last 2 seasons, shoulder operation after an interception. He tried to make a tackle, hurt himself his junior year. Versus sack problem his senior year, throwing the ball, concussion in the bowl game. Now him getting back out here, showing he's 100% healthy and moving around well. First drive, couldn't be better for him to start the game.
Chan Gailey, the head coach of the Bills, the head coach of the South, said, you know, Ponder said he was 100%, and he's looked that way all week. Powell gets stuck. He's going to lose 2, back to the 4. Fua got the first hit. Mason Foster cleaned it up.
Sione Fua, better football player than people think. Really prototypical nose tackle, Charles. Very stout from the waist down. Right in the middle of the line of scrimmage right here. Watch Fua beat the down block by Bowling, and the first thing you've got to do on that front side zone is you've got to get the cutoff block and drive your head across. Fua too quick.
What was nice was watching him read the blocking pattern. He just followed the guy in front of him, going towards the football, came in behind it, and stacked up the play.
2nd and goal from the 4 for the South. Ponder to throw, looking for Hankerson, nearly intercepted by Kendrick Burney out of North Carolina.
And we saw that, what, Wednesday practice?
all day long
Wednesday
on
practice,
Wednesday.
Kendrick Burney.
He's going to take away the inside. That's a well-coached job. He runs the route for Hankerson. Now, understand, Hankerson's 6'2". He's about 5'8.5". I think if you want to throw a route on that kid in the end zone, you run the fade. You don't run the slant. He's quicker than fast. He's tough, and all the scouts are going to ding him because he doesn't run fast and he's short. But the kid's a football player.
And he made the opening tackle on the kickoff today.
3rd and goal. Here's the fade to Hankerson, a little too far, and incomplete. Jaleel Brown out of Colorado had good coverage as well.
And a very alert security guard opened the gate for him. Went right out the corner of the end zone.
Let him keep running instead of having to hurdle it.
Good coverage by Brown from Colorado. Really good drive by the South, but stalled. And remember, with these special rules, you can't have any press coverage till you get inside the 5-yard line, and that's where the North defense stiffens.
Josh Jasper out of LSU will attempt the field goal of 22 yards. He made 28 of 34 this season. Chaz Henry, the holder. Danny Aiken, the long snapper, and the kick is up, and it is good from 22 yards out. So the South takes the opening kickoff, drives it downfield, and gets 3. Just underway here at the 2011 Under Armour Senior Bowl.
Game day is upon us, a showcase for the best, for those with pride and passion who rise above the rest. It's a day of magic moments when every second counts, and game day's even better when Papa's in the house.
As the official pizza sponsor of Super Bowl 45, Papa John's brings quality to the millions with all large pizzas just $10. Now through Super Bowl Sunday at papajohns.com.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
places to work, relax, and unfold at a value that's simply refreshing. Courtyard. It's a new stay.
Been a long time coming. This battle. But we were born here. We like the fight. And our mission is to change the game. Again. Under Armour's Micro G footwear on field today, in stores this spring. I think he heard us coming.
Under Armour presents the Senior Bowl. Visit UnderArmour.com to see the full line of the world's most technical performance apparel and footwear.
10 plays, 73 yards, and a 22-yard field goal for the South. A 3-0 lead. Let's welcome in Stacey Dales, who's been here all week. Stacey, how are you?
I'm great down here on the south sideline covering these guys today. I think we were all a little concerned, Bob Papa, on Thursday when we didn't see Mike Mayock's #1 rated prospect, Von Miller, unable to practice. I talked to Von just about an hour ago, and he basically told me midweek came down with a minor illness, obviously unable to go on Thursday. Now, he did say he was present for all team activities yesterday, Friday, and he was at the team's walkthrough. He said he feels terrific, very fresh. And guys, yes, he's very excited about making that shift from outside linebacker to defensive end to show that versatility. One other note, guys, Ahmad Black, another one of Mike Mayock's top-rated D-backs, will not be present in this game. He is suffering from an illness, Bob.
All right, Stacey will be checking in throughout the course of the day on the south sideline with Stacey and Paul on the north. Josh Jasper to kick it off for the South. Titus Young out of Boise State on the return. And he dives out to the 27-yard line. Got hit by Chris White and tackled after a return of 14. So the starting quarterback, Jake Locker out of Washington, only hit 55% of his passes this past season. 17 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Ran for 385 yards. A 54% career passer.
He's been my most difficult evaluation in the last couple of years, Bob. We'll develop that theme throughout the game, but he's got top 15 talent. We just got to figure it out.
Little end around of Titus Young, read beautifully by the South defense, and he dropped for a loss of 2. Brooks Reed out of Arizona got the hit as we take a look at the offense for the North, starting with their offensive line. James Brewer will start at the right tackle position. John Moffitt at center. Anthony Costanzo moved over to the left guard spot with Gabe Karimi not playing in the football game. Kendall Hunter, the starting tailback. Then you take a look at talented wide receivers Titus Young and Austin Pettis, both out of Boise State. Mike McNeil, tight end out of Nebraska. Second team Big 12 player. Locker to throw over the middle, and his tight end Lance Kendricks wide open for a big gain and missed it.
And Mike, everyone wants to know about the accuracy, and this is the toughest spot he can be in because he doesn't know these receivers. Worked with them a short time. But was this really on Jake Locker, or did Kendricks come out of his break just a tad late?
And that's what you've got to figure out when you watch the tape, because right there, you don't know whether or not that last hit by the linebacker threw him off just a touch and he anticipated a clean release. And they're working with completely different receivers. But that's been the crux of his history, is he looks beautiful on one play, and then I don't understand it the next play.
Kendall Hunter on the screen does not fool the South. Avoids one tackle, and then DeAndre Miller cleans it up. Von Miller got the first hit.
Man, this kid is so exciting. He made the first tackle of the game along with Brooks Reed. Sniffed out the screen on this play. Now remember, he's playing linebacker. He's not used to being there. He drops, reads the lineman release. Now watch him beat Schilling. The quickness and the acceleration to beat the guard from Michigan and make that football player is what makes him a difference maker at the next level.
Alex Henry out of Nebraska on the punt. Ronald Johnson from USC on the return. Nowhere to run. Matthews gets a hit on him along with Mason Foster. 44-yard punt, 1-yard return. Well, the South will get the ball back up 3-0. Players having a chance to impress pro coaches like Steve Spagnuolo or Jim Schwartz of the Detroit Lions. New Dallas defensive coordinator Rob Ryan was here, and so was Norv. That's the Senior Bowl. That's what it's all about.
be the official soft drink of the NFL takes a special formula. It takes drive, determination, and a whole lot of taste. With millions of thirsty NFL fans out there, you've got to deliver every Sunday. And if you can do it all with 0 calories, you will be a legend. Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
While others are content to imitate, we'll continue to innovate. The Lexus RX. Why settle for a copy when you can own the original? See your Lexus dealer.
What does Pro Bowler Josh Cribbs and a fathead have in common?
Ain't nothing common about me.
They're both big, bold, and can light up a room. Just like Josh, a fathead can change the look of everything in one big move, transforming any ordinary room into the ultimate fan cave.
You ain't know? I'm a fathead.
And with over 1,000 fatheads, we've got you covered no matter what your favorite sport or team is. Go to fathead.com to order yours today.
Come and get me. Fathead.com.
Ate something loaded with fat? We got a beef with that. 25 of our Campbell's Chunky Soups give you 100% lean meat and a full serving of vegetables. So come on, have the Chunky Soup from Campbell's. It's amazing what soup can do.
I wanted to go to the combine. I wanted to compete in every last drill, every last test. I had nothing to hide, and I knew I could succeed.
Follow the path to primetime. The NFL Scouting Combine, presented by Under Armour, exclusively on NFL Network.
Welcome back to the Under Armour Senior Bowl, and here are some of the game rules. No blitzes, cover 1 or 3 on defense. Offensive players cannot go in motion. So, Mike, this is the kind of game that should favor the quarterbacks and the receivers.
Yeah, you don't want to be a corner in this game, especially if you're a corner that likes to press, because you can't press unless you're inside the 5, and it really exposes those corners that don't have good hips and can turn and run with the receiver.
Honda remains in at quarterback. Each quarterback will get 2 series to start. Honda feeling a little pressure. Finds Clay. Clay rambles ahead to the 40, but there is a flag on the play back to the 24-yard line. Charles Clay out of Tulsa.
Number 59 of the offense. Penalties decline. The result of the play is a first down.
John McDade is the referee. Now, why would they decline it? I think John's got to hold on a second, because there's no Marvin Lewis and the North Steps like, whoa, we're not declining that.
Really?
Come on.
I'm not sure I got that call right there.
Marvin.
Look at that again.
Third time Marvin's been the head coach in this game.
Hey, the players aren't the only ones pumped up to start the game. Official, hey, we're going to decline and keep it moving. No, we're not.
That was a hold on Danny Watkins, who I think may have helped himself as much as anybody in this entire game all week. And then Charles Clay, who made the catch, is a kid that we need to find a spot for, because I believe he has ability and no spot right now.
Ponder, Johnson from USC to the 33-yard line. Jaleel Brown of Colorado ran him out after a gain of 12.
Mike, you talked about it a moment ago. Corners who are used to doing a lot of press man now have to play off. Watch Jaleel Brown in his back pedal and the transition when he tries to break and drive back.
Too high.
Too high. Slips out, you know, feet aren't under him. I talked with George Catalbos, who coaches the defensive backs for the Buffalo Bills, who are coaching the South team. And that's all he talked about in pregame. The transition for these kids who are used to playing press. Now we see them all weekend off, and it's a tough transition.
2nd and 8. Ponder, quick decision. Hankerson has a first down out to the 41-yard line. Bernie missed the tackle, and that enables Hankerson to get the first down, gain of 10.
I like Ponder getting rid of the football on time, and you should. You've got good protection. There's Hankerson coming underneath. The missed tackle by Bernie. The hustle from the inside out by Greg Jones, inside linebacker. Carpenter runs his guy by. Zimba does a good job. And guys, remember, no twisting or blitzes. So every passing down, it's 5 offensive linemen against 4 defensive linemen. Huge advantage to the offense. You ought to be able to pitch and catch all day long.
Derek locks the tailback behind Ponder on a 1st and 10. He'll take the handoff. Big hole off the right side and picks it out to the 28-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play. Greg Jones on the tackle.
That's a nice run by Derek Locke. And everybody says, oh, okay, he ran straight ahead. You know, he got time. But this is a little guy running the football. Derek Locke is not what you would call physically imposing. And everyone thinks he has to do everything in space. But for him to go through the line of scrimmage, Mike, getting tackled and finishing the run going forward, putting someone on their back, that's a nice look for Derek Locke.
Yeah, he's a third down change of possession guy and a return guy who needs to stay healthy.
2nd and 4. Locke will take it again. Locke accelerates and has a first down inside the 45 to the 43, gain of 9. Like you mentioned, he has to stay healthy. He only played in 9 games as a senior. He had a moped accident and had an injured shoulder.
Look at the blocking. Left side of the line. Carpenter does a great job. The down block. Kid from TCU, Kirkpatrick, the center, does a nice job. It's a more highly rated group of kids across the other side, but let's give this South offensive line some credit.
It was a really nice job. Rodney Hudson, the Mobile native, was involved in that, the offensive guard, and good vision by Locke in seeing where the hole was, jumping to it and diving through it.
South has had the ball for almost the entire first quarter. 3-0 lead. Ponder trying to find Stocker, the tight end out of Tennessee. Casey Matthews might have got a piece of it.
Let's make no mistake about this. I want to say it once and then get done with it. With Casey Matthews in the comparison to his brother Clay, he's not the same athlete Clay is, okay? But he is an instinctive football player that's going to be a starting middle linebacker. Look at him track the eyes of Ponder. He immediately, Charles, flashed to the flat. When Ponder looked back inside, he flipped his hip and got underneath it. He's a smart, tough, instinctive player that doesn't have the size or skill set of his brother, but will start on the inside.
The Bengals defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer told us yesterday, and you could see each day it got better and better for him. Ponder on 2nd down completes it to the 37-yard line and picks up 6. Jeremy Curley out of TCU, who had 57 catches and 10 touchdown receptions. Also a good return man who makes the catch.
Mike, you do a terrific job of evaluating quarterbacks. Here's what I'm seeing from Ponder early. Getting to his drop and getting the ball out of his hand as on time as he can in a game like this. Meaning, understanding where your receivers are going to be, if they're going to be there. But it seems to me that he's doing a nice job getting to his spot, getting that ball out of his hand.
I think what he is a West Coast quarterback. Hit his drop, get the ball out quickly with accuracy.
Locke. Josh is turning upfield. He might be about a half-yard short of the first down. Richard Sherman out of Stanford closed in a hurry.
That young man's got nice vision and good quickness. Talk about Derek Locke and carrying the football. This is the 3rd run he's made now. Second run where I've seen him make a little jump cut.
Yep.
Have the vision, realize the hole's not there. Get to the outside. Get to where there is an opening and come close to a first down on this run. I like what I'm seeing out of him in terms of vision running the football.
Yeah, nice jump cut. Sherman came in the corner, the big, tall drink of water, 6'2½", long corner, got a piece of that also.
South's going to go for it on a 4th and 1 from the North 34. Locke, first down and more. Inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Lenore Cersei made the tackle. Nice block from the fullback.
We've been trying to figure out where is Charles Clay going to play. Now, here he is, 189 career receptions at Tulsa. Look at the block right there. That spring block. Locke does the rest. He's in the 2nd level before anybody even knows. Charles Clay is a guy with 189 career receptions. He played tight end, H-back, fullback, tailback. We need to find a home for him, Charles. And what he needs to do is be a dominating presence as a blocker, and the rest will take care of itself.
I think if he continues to block like that, Mike, H-back will be the future for Charles Clay.
Ponder for Johnson.
Late. And that's, Bob, that's a hard thing in an all-star game, is to know on the post corner route whether your guy's going to run it flatter or deeper than the guy you're used to at Florida State. Now watch what he's going to take it in and then back out. Ponder hesitates, making sure he knows what the angle is, and by the time there's a hesitation, there's no room left. He throws it out of bounds.
And also from where he ran that route, Mike, he didn't leave himself a lot of field to work with coming back on the corner route.
I was going to ask you, it looked like Johnson almost helped defend himself.
He did.
Yeah.
He covered himself getting to the sideline. Sideline closed him off.
He's going to get introduced to the red line in the NFL.
10th play of the drive. Locke on the draw. Picks up about 2. on the play. Terrell McClain, who was a late add this week, number 94 out of South Florida, gets in on the tackle. Mike, he's a guy that, you know, Marvin Lewis said was a guy that he noticed as a junior.
They went out to scout Jason Pierre-Paul and Nate Allen, the safety that went in the second round of the Eagles, and they had a corner that got traded. So they go down to South Florida to watch all last year's guys, and this kid McClain flashes. So they went to found the coaches and said, wait a minute, who's 94? And they said, oh, coach, he's a junior. You got to wait a year for him. And he had a huge week last week at the East-West game, which earned him a spot this week.
Third, Nate Ponder, Hankerson, touchdown.
Wow. Now that's a throw and catch right there. That would be a throw and a catch.
Mike, there's a lot of components to that play, starting with protection, throw, and wrap.
And anticipation with the receiver you're not used to. You're throwing back to the outside. He's going to work him in. Bernie, again, is one of those cover two corners, and the ball was thrown so perfectly. The ball was in the air before he made his break, which gave Bernie no chance, A, to make a break on the football, or B, to even make a tackle.
Josh Jasper with the extra point right down the middle. And with 2:14 to go, the South has scored on each of the first two possessions. Leonard Hankerson out of Miami with the easy touchdown. South in front here in the first by a 10-0 score as Ponder zipping it around.
Who's serving up the best beef tonight? How about Brazilian-style churrasco beef?
And bacon-wrapped sirloin.
On an endless dinner buffet.
For around $10.
Incoming!
Yeah! Only Golden Corral can throw the ultimate beef lover celebration. It's tender Brazilian-style churrasco beef, bacon-wrapped USDA sirloin, juicy smoked beef brisket, and more. All on our endless dinner buffet, all for around $10.
$10?
That's hot!
Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness.
No Huddle, the road to Dallas. Our experts don't hold back during their weekly roundtable throughout the playoffs.
That guy needs to play if you want to keep your job.
No Huddle, the road to Dallas, Thursday at 8, only on NFL Network.
For nearly 50 years, they've shown us America's game like we've never seen before.
Ridiculous! Caught by Clark! Tennessee has pulled a miracle!
They take us deep inside the game.
This is why you lift all them weights. They steal! No,
They capture the struggle. Reveal the heart.
Love you, Curtis. I love you, too.
This one's for John.
And preserve the passion of pro football.
That's what perfection's all about. Cannot describe it. We did it.
One touchdown, we are world champions.
The hair is like standing up on your back. NFL Films, where football lives forever on NFL Network.
The 50-year history of the Minnesota Vikings is now yours to own on an exciting new DVD from NFL Films. Own the history of the Minnesota Vikings. Available now at NFLshop.com or wherever DVDs are sold.
And Mobile, Alabama is the first step in the path to the draft. The NFL Network is the exclusive home of the 2011 Scouting Combine presented by Under Armour. Follow top college players on the path to prime time as they perform for NFL coaches and scouts. Scouting Combine, February 24th only on NFL Network. Chan Gailey's got to be pleased with the way his South squad has started. They've run 21 offensive plays. The North has run 3. Josh Jasper has a 22-yard field goal and an extra point. Kendall Hunter back deep out of Oklahoma State for the North. 10-0 South in front on a gorgeous day in Mobile, Alabama. Hunter on the return.
Hunter returns for the North team.
Fights off one tackle and takes it out to about the 26-yard line. Well, the weather's great. South has a 10-0 lead. Reason to party here in Mobile. The Senior Bowl powered by Under Armour. Everybody's dancing. Got a beautiful Saturday. Have fun. That's what it's all about. Celebrate college and look to the pros. Charles Davis is in the crowd.
And if you got worries, then you're like me. Don't worry now, I won't desert you.
When it comes to the things you care about, leave nothing to chance. Travelers, insurance for auto and home. Call or click now for an agent or quote.
This trophy, it means more to us.
We're going to win the game, I guarantee it.
Sound effects, best of Super Bowls, Tuesday at 8:30, only on NFL Network.
South with a 10-0 lead here in the first quarter. We send it down to Stacey Dales.
Bob Papa, I'm joined by Christian Ponder. Christian, who would have thought Florida State to Miami? Tell us about that touchdown.
You know, just kind of one-on-one route. We call it the sticks route. He just goes past the first down and then turns around and threw on his outside shoulder because they were playing inside leverage, and you know, Hank made a great play, went in for a touchdown.
Chan Gailey said the other day that you throw a great deep ball. What happened on the first play of the game?
You know, the balls were a little slick and it was a little windy. It's the ball. It's never the quarterback. And yeah, I threw it and it came out of my hands. Like, oh God, it's not good. But you know, when you're throwing to 6'3", 6'4" guys, it makes it a lot easier.
Biggest question scouts have asked you this week?
A lot of concerns over my health. You know, a lot of people are clarifying the injuries I had to go through this year. So that was the biggest concern.
Well, you look good out there. You said you were 100% the other day. We'll throw it back to you, Bob.
All right, great start for Christian. Leads 2 scoring drives and throws a touchdown pass. And he's out in front 10-0.
Stacey talked about him throwing Florida State to a University of Miami wide receiver. Florida State beat Miami and Florida this year. Big feather in Christian Ponder's cap as a quarterback.
Locker got stripped, sacked. Sam Acho is the one that knocked the ball away.
Now, we got 2 first-rounders on the left side, okay? The guard, Costanzo, and the left tackle, Solder. Watch what happens with Acho on the outside. Comes in, he goes up and under. Solder, with the feet that he has, should not make that mistake. He ought to underset, but he oversets, and a nice job by Acho. One-on-one, a top 15 offensive tackle getting beaten by Acho from the University of Texas.
And Costanzo couldn't provide any help because Cedric Thornton had pushed the pocket a little bit to the middle, and he was occupied there, so it became a one-on-one play for Acho.
Solder actually recovered the fumble.
He should have. He was the cause of it.
He knew he was past him.
James Brewer was shaken up on that last play, the left tackle. High throw, and Titus Young hammered by DeAndre McDaniel and Sharice Wright.
Tough catch, but, you know, you want to see Titus Young come down with that. That's 6 snaps total for the North team with all these highly rated players. 2 series, 6 snaps. Not a bad throw, but you got to bring that lower over the middle. Can't make your receiver get exposed like that.
Johnson on the punt. Trying to reverse his field. Bad move. Chased all the way back inside the 25. Jaleel Brown on the tackle.
So much we've talked already about Leonard Hankerson, the wide receiver from Miami. Look what he's done to start the ball game. The go route on the first play of the game makes the nice adjustment after the bobble brings it in. Now he's running from out wide, but he runs inside where his big body is an asset. Almost a slot receiver route there. And then the last route, Christian Ponder called it, the sticks route, thrown to the outside. Perfect timing. We've seen a little bit of everything from Leonard Hankerson already this game, and I believe he's had an excellent week of practice leading up to it.
Yeah, the scouts are going to want to know how fast is he really. The knock has been, is it a build-up speed guy that's going to struggle to get off the line of scrimmage? You're not going to find that out today with the corners being off all day long.
Greg McElroy from Alabama, and at quarterback, looked like a busted play, and he'll lose about a yard on the play. He was looking for Anthony Allen, his running back. Sione Kua on the tackle. McElroy, 10-3 this past season, 14-0 last year, and winning a national championship in the tie. 71% completion rate.
Kid's a winner. He's smart. He's tough. He works at it. He's probably a better thrower of the football than people want to give him credit for.
He gets one play and then it gets a little water. So that's the end of the first quarter. We'll try to match what Christian Ponder did, leading a couple of scoring drives after one here in Mobile. South in front of the North by a 10-0 score.
A fully boxed steel frame. A proven Duramax diesel engine. And the same make of transmission found in an M1 tank. Introducing the 2011 Sierra HD, the strongest, smartest, most powerful Sierra, including the first Denali. Never sent a truck to do a Sierra's job.
This is the Evo 4G. This is Android, which powers the Evo. This is something nice someone said about the Evo. So is this. And this. And all this. And this is the new HTC Evo Shift 4G, a smaller Evo with a slide-out keyboard. Only from Sprint, the Now Network. Now, there's even more to talk about.
With the new Big Dipper Pizza from Pizza Hut, everyone was talking about our party.
And by everyone, he means the ladies. Right now, a delicious Big Dipper Pizza with your favorite topping is just $12. Dip more in marinara and less in your wallet. The new Big Dipper Pizza, only $12 and only at your Pizza Hut. Welcome you back to the 2011 Senior Bowl, powered by Under Armour. 1965, Joe Namath playing in the Senior Bowl in a game that ended in a 7-7 tie. 246-yard passing, including a 53-yard touchdown pass. Of course, Hall of Fame class of 1985 led the Jets to that huge win in Super Bowl III. Matter of fact, as NFL Network this morning started the Super Bowl Marathon, where they show the Super Bowls in order. Had a chance to watch Super Bowl III. And Joe Willie lighting them up.
And now, I do have one question, Mike, as a quarterback guy. Does anyone teach that last drop we saw Joe make with the Jets?
How good was that? Climb the pocket and ball out.
I mean, but does anyone teach that drop where it's like 14 yards deep anymore?
No, I think, but I think his footwork you're either born with or you don't have it. Yeah.
Start the second. McElroy in at quarterback. Feels some pressure, dumps it off over the middle to Anthony Allen. Running back out of
Georgia Tech, gain of 5. Lawrence Wilson on the tackle. Some of the notable Alabama quarterbacks that have participated here in Mobile: Joe Namath, Richard Todd, also went on to play for the Jets, Mike Schuler, Jay Barker, and Greg McElroy.
Nice job by Ryan Kerrigan pushing the pocket there. Both defensive ends, Ballard and Kerrigan, get up the field there and force McElroy to get the ball out.
3rd and 6 for the South. McElroy has the first down to Jock Sanders out of West Virginia, who set a West Virginia record with 206 receptions over his career.
Question, does he have enough arm? Does that help provide a little bit of an answer?
Well,
that looked like a nice throw.
It was a good throw, but Charles, watch the vision. They're going to push him up and push him down. Look at the throwing lane he has. That's where a quarterback can step into it with confidence and put it out there knowing he's got clear vision, clear feet, and that's about as easy a throw as it gets for a quarterback in an all-star game.
So thank you, offensive line. Greatly appreciate it.
From the South 36, little wide receiver screen to Greg Salas out of Hawaii. He picks up a couple on the play.
If you're going to throw routes against Kendrick Burney from North Carolina, I think you want to push him deeper. All right, because that's the testing point for him. We've watched him all week. Any of this stuff, he's done very well, I thought. Breaks on it, anything where he can sit and squat on a route, he can do it. I think you want to test him with somebody who can open it up and run a little bit. But I've liked what I've seen out of Kendrick Burney this week in terms of competing.
Allen, the tailback, on a 2nd and 8. Some room to the left, out to the 42-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. Russ Holman on the tackle out of Ohio State.
Now, Charles, you make an interesting point about Burney. And I spoke with Butch Davis, his coach, last week. And what Butch said is that this kid is as tough as it gets in the corner. If he can get up and press you, cover 2 corner, he can probably drop down and play slot, man-to-man. But you're correct. The further you can get him down the field and make him work on his hips, opening and closing his hips, the more he's going to struggle. But he'll make a living on special teams, and a cover 2 team will love him.
3rd down, 4 yards to go from the 42.
McElroy throws it high. Trying to convert to 3rd down, so the North finally gets a stop. Richard Sherman on the coverage, Courtney Smith, the intended receiver.
You're thinking what I'm thinking, aren't you?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hey, that 6'2" corner is kind of interesting. And most long corners will struggle in transition. Much better off in press, getting their hands on you and redirecting at the line of scrimmage. He's got a pretty good physical skill set for a big guy.
Chaz Henry with a low punt. It takes a favorable roll. Niles Paul yells scatter, and it's down at the 10-yard line. So the North back on offense. One of the keys throughout the course of the week, these players get their first chance at pro-style coaching. It's a big learning curve trying to absorb all of it in the span of 5 days, but they've done it, and they're performing today in the Under Armour Senior Bowl on NFL Network.
The Rockies run down the length of America like a backbone. And for almost 140 years now, that's where we've brewed our Coors Banquet beer, using only Rocky Mountain water and the best high country barley. That's something we refuse to change. And that's what having a backbone is all about. Coors, the Banquet beer.
Here comes oatmeal at McDonald's. Made with 100% natural whole grain oats and loaded with real fruit. Crisp, fresh red and green apples, sweet cranberries, and golden raisins. Be honest now. When is good for you made you feel this good? And been this delicious? Introducing McDonald's new Fruit and Maple Oatmeal. Freshly made for you. The simple joy of loving what's good for you. That's what we're made of.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Was Abe Lincoln honest?
Does this dress make my backside look big?
Perhaps it
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Is having a snowball fight with pitching great Randy Johnson a bad idea?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe this was a bad idea.
NFL Network is the official home of the 2011 NFL Draft. Gavel-to-gavel coverage, Mike Mayock's expert analysis of every pick, exclusive interviews and more. Watch the 2011 NFL Draft Thursday, April 28th, live in primetime on NFL Network. We welcome you back to Mobile, Alabama. Quarter number 2. North trying to get something going on the offensive side of the ball, down 10-0. Ricky Stanzi out of Iowa now in at quarterback for the North. Stanzi hit 64% of his passes this year, 3,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He'll throw on first down to Niles Paul. Gain of about 5 on the play as we welcome in the head coach of the South, Chan Gailey, who joins us from the sideline. Coach Bob, Mike, and Charles, good start for Christian Ponder in your offense.
Yeah, a couple of nice plays down the field. We were able to get the ball to Hank down the sidelines, then for a touchdown over here on a short hit.
5-yard gain on the play. Second down, 5 yards to go from the 15-yard line.
2nd and 5 for the North and Stanzi. Vincent Brown gobbled up, loses a couple. Colin McCarthy on the tackle.
Great job, coach, by Colin McCarthy jumping up there. Tell us a little bit about the defensive tackle from Baylor that's had such a big week, Phil Taylor.
Colin's been a very good athlete his whole career, and he's got great instincts on the field.
Coach, how about Phil Taylor?
Got another middle. I'm sorry?
How about Phil Taylor, the big defensive tackle from Baylor?
I will let you go after this play.
3rd and 6 for Stanzi. Tries to throw the out. Vincent Brown covered nicely by Sharice Wright.
Coach, can I get your impressions of 2 players? The first is the big defensive tackle from Baylor, Phil Taylor, and then the corner that just made that play, Sharice Wright.
I tell you, it was interesting because Sharice was in the film room last night watching film. He is really not a professional, but he acts like one. And then Phil is really a physical football player. He gets a lot done with a short period of time. He's on the field, and he's going north and south every snap.
Coach, we appreciate a couple minutes. We'll check in with you later in the ball game.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, the offense of the South back out on the field. 9-yard return to Ronald Johnson. South trying to add to a 10-0 lead.
Who's serving up the best beef tonight? How about Brazilian-style churrasco beef?
And bacon-wrapped sirloin.
On an endless dinner buffet.
For around $10.
Incoming!
Yeah! Only Golden Corral can throw the ultimate beef lover celebration. It's tender Brazilian-style churrasco beef, bacon-wrapped USDA sirloin, juicy smoked beef brisket, and more. All on our endless dinner buffet, all for around $10.
$10?
That's hot.
Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness.
New spaces to work, relax, and unfold at a value that's simply refreshing. Courtyard, it's a new stay.
We've got media day covered on NFL Network. The teams are ready to let loose. It's everything you need to know about Super Bowl 45 straight from the players. Media Day. Live coverage begins Tuesday at 10 only on NFL Network.
Yesterday at the University of South Alabama Children's and Women's Hospital, players went from room to room visiting patients, including in yesterday's group, Mark Herzlich from Boston College.
Since we're going to be playing the Senior Bowl and we've been having the whole week really about us and about scouts looking at us, it's really great to give back today and come to the Children's Hospital and be with the kids and give them hope and let them know that they have fans out there rooting for them.
And what a powerful message coming from a young man who's just beaten cancer himself, and Mark Herzlich from Boston College. And 2 years ago, he had a top 10 grade entering his senior season for the NFL draft. Came up with a rare form of cancer, beat the cancer. The chemotherapy did such a number on him. They had to put a huge pin in his leg, a rod in his leg, and he's back this year in his 5th year trying to earn his way back in the NFL. And what a great example for the kids in the hospital.
Great to see him out on the field here at the Senior Bowl. McElroy dropped by Jock Sanders.
And a good read and a good throw by McElroy. There's the one you're talking about, Charles, for some pretty good arm strength and got the ball out there. It's a crossing route by Jock Sanders. And, Jock, you got to catch the football. Now, Jaleel Brown is chasing him all the way across the field. He put it right on him, play action. He wanted a deep route, reset his feet, came across the field, put it right on him, and Jock Sanders dropped the football.
The deep route was for Courtney Smith, the wide receiver from South Alabama. Came off of that to Jock Sanders.
2nd and 10. They run the draw to Noel Devine out of West Virginia. Picks up 3 on the play. Devine ran for 934 yards this season and 6 touchdowns. Also caught 34 passes. One of the top recruits coming out of high school.
Durability issues when you're 5'7", 160, and you're breaking down. It sends up some red flags. He's also a human pinball machine. He's fun, he's exciting, he's a space player, he's returned kicks, he needs to return punts, which he didn't do at West Virginia, and then he's one of those specialized guys you try to find 10 or 12 snaps a game for in the backfield or in the slot.
3rd and 7 for McElroy and the South. Flag on the play as McElroy is looking for Sanders and intercepted by Richard Sherman out of Stanford. That was 5'6.5" receiver against 6'2 3/8 corner. Corner wins.
And it was I think it's going to be offsides against the North team on defense, which should negate the interception.
Yeah, I agree with you. No, go ahead.
But how about Sherman playing that when he had Sanders so pinned to the sideline? There was really
the ruling on the field is an interception in the end zone at the snap, offside. Number 45 defense.
Yep.
5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And Jeremy Beal jumping offside, the defensive end from Oklahoma, but Sherman's coverage was tremendous. He took Jock Sanders and just took him out of the play. There's Beal getting started too quickly against DeMarcus Love. DeMarcus Love, the offensive tackle from Arkansas, which negated it. But Sherman was a wide receiver his first 3 years at Stanford before flipping over to defensive back. He understands routes and break points and progressions and uses that 6'2" frame to his advantage.
Especially against a 5'6" receiver.
Yeah, you're not throwing a jump ball in that situation that Jock Sanders is going to win.
3rd and 2. McElroy avoids the sack and he gets the 1st down.
Heady play by McElroy extending the play.
I think McClain missed the sack.
Yep.
So 1st down for the South. Remember, McElroy was picked off in the end zone, but the South was offside, so they kept the football and convert on the 3rd down. They've had the ball for the entire first half. Well, you mentioned Devine, that's a human pinball machine. Lawrence Wilson played pinball with him.
He's a home run hitter. I think that's part of what you're describing with Devine, right, Mike? We talk about it being a pinball. It's a guy with 12 runs of over 50 yards in his career, 28 runs of over 30 yards, and 36 runs of 25 yards. If you give him any little bit of space, any crack, that's where he can go with his speed and elusiveness.
Yep.
The hard part on that play was finding that gap in the defense. Lawrence Wilson wasn't having any of it.
Yeah, an undersized linebacker from UConn brought a load on that tackle.
Not undersized against Devine. McElroy trying to find the back. Instead, throws it away, and we're going to get a late hit on the quarterback by Pierre Allen, I believe. Number 95, roughing the passer.
Forgetting the dumb penalty there.
Automatic first down.
The kid that did a nice job was the defensive end Beal, who jumped off sides a couple plays ago. He saw the tight end. Watch what happens. This is Beal. He's going to feel the back cross his face, get a piece of him, and then not allow McElroy to get outside of him. He feels it, gets the piece. Now he's on McElroy and forces the throw back, and that's just a bad decision on the late hit. But I give Beal a ton of credit.
You know what I thought there, Mike, as you described that play? They gave Jeremy Beal some reps this week on his feet as a stand-up guy. He looked pretty comfortable doing it there.
Devine, no place to run. He's gobbled up. Ross Holman got the first hit on him. North is saying the ball's out, but it's being ruled down by contact.
Mark Herzlich came over and helped out also. The young man we just saw on tape from Boston College.
Watch Holman right here, undersized linebacker from Ohio State. Reads the play, beats the zone block, comes underneath. Haig, the safety from Nebraska. Herzlich, the linebacker from Boston College. Charles, when you talk about run fits as a defense, that was a classic example. Everybody had their gap. Everybody had the correct shoulder. And what that means at the end of the day is there's no gap for the running back, and you get a big team tackle at the end.
Saw Haig, the safety, very comfortable at the line of scrimmage, played a hybrid linebacker safety position at Nebraska.
McElroy, Devine, got a block inside the 5, down to the 2. Gain of 12.
was that Mr. Bowling? Was that Clint Bowling from Georgia?
Bowling said hello to Ian Williams from Notre Dame and just knocked him out. Now here's Bowling, the guard. Watch what happens. He blocks Ballard, releases out. Keep your eye on 60. There's every lineman's dream. You get an ear hole on a defensive tackle, and you take advantage of it. Great hit by Bowling, and really good timing with only a few days of practice. The South squad, with maybe one first-round draft pick versus 7 or 8 on the North, dominating this game.
First and goal for the South, up 10-0. Devine skips down to the 1, then gets cut down. Joe LaFedge out of Rutgers got a hit on him. Gain of 2.
Good job on the pronunciation there on LaFedge. I was in the elevator and I ran into his mom and I was like, you know, we are really struggling with your son's name. You know, it's spelled so differently than it sounds. So she spent like 6 floors going down explaining how and why to pronounce his name.
So don't ever let people tell you you're not coachable.
Hey,
all right, you got it.
When it comes to names, I'm very coachable.
Especially with moms.
You got that right.
Second and goal. Devine, nowhere to go. LaFedge again with the first hit and the tackle.
But doesn't that sum him up, Mike? Talk about Joe LaFedge, the safety from Rutgers. That's his game.
Yep.
You put him in a box, confined area, you try and run the football, Joe LaFedge is going to be on it each and every time.
Yeah, I think he's very similar to Jaquan Jarrett, the Temple kid. The 2 Northeast corridor safeties are very comfortable in the box. They're both going to be good special teams players, and they're always going to fight their ability to move in space. Now, I thought there was a heck of a block on that last play over here by Sherrod, the big offensive tackle.
Devine again did not get in.
The ball down there?
Jeremy Beal got the hit. North says it's their ball. Official holds up. The hand says 4th down.
Herzlich said he fumbled it.
Well, that's true, because you know what? When they start playing on Sundays, the other one by Devine might have been a fumble.
Exactly.
Good job controlling the center. O'Dowd by Fua.
Beal came free and made the initial contact. It looked like Wilson was involved from UConn.
Yep.
And now, is this a test of wills? Because they've run it 3 times now. Is it a test of wills where you tell your offensive line and your fullback, hey, we're going to go get it on 4th down?
How about play action?
Play!
The give for Devine, no one on the left side, and he walks in for the touchdown. Caps a 45-yard drive and an interception negated because the North was offside on the Sherman pick, which kept the drive alive for the South. Devine finishes it.
Mike, you just talked about Derek Sherrod and the nice block he had made on 3rd down. I think he got another one on 4th down to wall things down inside and allowed Devine to walk in off of the left side.
Really active left tackle. Gave him a 2nd-round grade off tape, and he had a really good work week for the South.
Jasper for the extra point. He's been perfect today. Chan Gailey and the South dominating here in the first half. Noel Devine on a 4th and goal. Goes in untouched. 17-0. South in front of the North.
The official soft drink of the NFL is Pepsi Max.
So the NFL decides to go with a 0-calorie cola as their official soft drink.
No surprise at all. With maximum Pepsi taste, you get maximum upside.
Can a 0-calorie beverage bring enough taste to wow fans?
Well, the numbers are there, guys.
Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of the NFL.
Are we really at a soda draft right now?
I wanted to go to the combine. I wanted to compete in every last drill, every last test. I had nothing to hide, and I knew I could succeed.
Follow the path to primetime. The NFL Scouting Combine, presented by Under Armour, exclusively on NFL Network.
For nearly 50 years, they've shown us America's game like we've never seen before.
Ridiculous! Caught by Clark. Tennessee has pulled a miracle!
They take us deep inside the game.
This is why you lift all them weights. There's still no Daisy!
They capture the struggle. Reveal the heart.
Love you, Coach. I love you, too. This one's for John.
And preserve the passion of pro football.
That's what perfection's all about. Cannot describe it. We did it.
One touchdown, we are world champions.
The hair is like standing up on your back.
NFL Films, where football lives forever on NFL Network.
Across America, the NFL and United Way are inspiring kids to get healthy and more active. Join the Play 60 movement. Pledge to Play 60 today at liveunited.org.
17-0 South team. On this play here, the touchdown. Watch the block, the base block on the tight end by DJ Williams. No fill by Lawrence Wilson. A little bit of a hold there, but everybody wants to know whether or not DJ Williams will block people. A little bit of an undersized H-back. They lined him up in line. He did a really good job on a guy 40 to 50 pounds over him, Charles. Lawrence Wilson didn't get his run fit. What's the result? Touchdown, South.
The Mackey Award winner, 54 catches for Arkansas.
Bob, you ought to see him on the hook. You want to talk about a guy just looks pretty walking around. It's DJ Williams.
Titus Young on the return. Young blasted by Colin McCarthy.
Go get him, big boy.
Let's send it down to Stacy.
Guys, I have a special guest with me. He is the president and the CEO of the Senior Bowl, Steve Hale. Steve, you coached for a number of years, 16 years. Give us your take. Put your analyst cap on and give us your take on the game so far.
Yeah, well, what you're seeing guys that have a competitive spirit, and you're seeing guys that are willing to get out there and go one-on-one, and that's really what the Senior Bowl is all about. The structure of the game is to create one-on-one experiences, and the thing I like about it is, like I said, you find out the guys who really want to compete, and you see the guys, their intangibles come out, their character. We know about their athleticism, but now they have a chance to really demonstrate what they're all about.
You've been around this for so long. Who's impressed you this week?
Well, obviously Von Miller, the outside backer from Texas A&M. I think he's a special player. But as a group, both offensive and defensive line groups are, I mean, when you went out to practice and you see, Karimi, Solder, Moffitt, all of them lined up together, it's a pretty impressive looking group. And then you look on the defensive side. But I really think what you're seeing now is the timing of the quarterbacks and receivers, because it's different. Christian Ponder's never thrown a pass to Leonard Hankerson from Miami before this week, and they look pretty good today.
Well, you guys have put together 2 solid teams. We appreciate all you do for college football, and we appreciate you joining us.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate our partnership with the NFL Network.
Good stuff. Back up to you guys.
All right, nice run by DeMarco Murray was negated because of a hold against the North, so it's 1st and 20. Stanzi, the quarterback, and more flags and a false start against the North.
And Bob, Steve Hale does a great job.
Snap infraction. Number 79 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Does a great job networking with the NFL personnel people and bringing the best talent they can here. I think, again, we're going to get 9 or 10 first-round picks out of this game. And it really is Steve Hale's baby. He's the backbone of the whole thing as far as putting together all the players that finally show up here. Inverted wishbone, Bobby.
Stanzi throws out of it, and incomplete intended for Vincent Brown. Curtis Brown with the hit.
Wow, I really like the break on the football there by Curtis Brown, who's a supremely gifted corner. Watch his break on the football to Vincent Brown. And Vincent Brown made a lot of really good hand catches this week, Charles, but not against live tackling.
And not against that. As you talked about, Mike, he took one quick step, read the route, drove on it. That time he didn't hesitate.
Flat-footed read, just a flat-footed 3-step read.
And trusted his eyes and finished the play.
Stanzi avoids the sack, has an open receiver at the 30. Lance Kendricks takes it out to the 41 and picks up 27 and a first down.
Really good job by Stanzi. Remember what the coaches told us yesterday about Stanzi. Maybe the best pocket awareness. Now here's the release. He's going to go stick nod and then back out when he realizes his quarterback is scrambling. And what did they tell us? Stanzi, great pocket awareness. Eyes down the field. There's his guy. Breaks the route, catches the football. I put that all on Stanzi and his ability to keep his eyes down the field.
Murray is going to lose a yard. Good fill by Sharice Wright. Brooks Reed made the tackle. It's that pass play to Kendricks, the first down for the North here this afternoon.
Costanzo is pulling too wide here. Watch him on the pull here. He misses the guy he's got to get, and as a result, good fit inside right there by 50 Wright. If Costanzo gets him, they got something. Yeah, but because of what White did, he destroyed the integrity of the play. And you know what? This White kid came up to me before the game.
Warning.
Right, and he's not a highly publicized kid. The kid from. We'll get back to that in just a minute because Bob, I'm going to take us to break here at the NFL Network.
Why not? Go,
we'll
Mike.
come back in a minute. 17-0 South.
Gave it more horsepower than any of its German competitors. But it isn't real performance unless it's wielded with precision. The new 2011 Lexus IS 350. See your Lexus dealer. For the first time ever in primetime on NFL Network.
It is my honor to announce the individuals who've been elected.
Live from Dallas, it's the Road to Canton. Find out which legends will be immortalized into the class of 2011.
I'm just honored to be here.
The Road to Canton next Saturday, live exclusively on NFL Network.
Super Bowl week is on NFL Network. Catch exclusive live coverage of Media Day, the Hall of Fame 2011 class announcement, much more. Don't miss the NFL's biggest week. It's Super Bowl week starting Monday on NFL Network, getting you set for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers against Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers, two of the most storied franchises in NFL history. 12 championships for the Packers, 6 Super Bowls for the Steelers. 3 timeouts for the North, 2nd and 11 for Stanton. Under pressure, sacked by Brooks Reed. Loss of 11.
I'll tell you, this South team just thoroughly dominating both sides of the line of scrimmage. Now watch the left side over here. Allows Brooks Reed, who was standing up, Charles. You notice that? Look at him, he's standing up here. He was a hand in the dirt defensive lineman. That's where Stanzi didn't help his left tackle. He's got to climb the pocket if he can in that situation.
3rd and 22. Stanzi, middle of the field, nearly intercepted by Sharice Wright.
None of that looked right. That all looked like the defenders were going for the route as opposed to having an offensive guy. Watch how many red shirts are around the football when this ball is thrown, but it was opposed to the receiver.
It wasn't even that. It was up in the air so long. Sharice Wright, who was outside, just read the ball,
fell back into
jumped the route. I don't understand the throw there by Stanton.
Alex Henry to punt. Curley gets tackled by Bernie on the spot.
Now, you get in these games, everyone wants to know who made money during the week. For the South team, I really feel like the 26-year-old Danny Watkins solidified his spot as a second-round guard. Marcus Gilchrist is a tweener. He's played corner, safety. His versatility and ability to drop down on the slot, I believe, helped him immensely. We've already seen Sharice Wright make plays today. He steps in. He's not overawed by anything. He can press. He can play off. And Phil Taylor may have made as much money as anybody out there. He's down to 337 pounds, and his movement skills are phenomenal for a guy that size.
Andy Dalton in at quarterback for the South, trying to find Johnson, knocked away by Bernie. Johnson comes back in and tries to make the catch, but it's incomplete.
What was I talking about with Kendrick Burney earlier in this game? The farther downfield, the more he might struggle. But how about this coverage, Mike? Nice job with Johnson on the sideline, feels the ball being thrown, comes back and comes up underneath and contests the football.
And whether or not Johnson catches it the second time, it doesn't matter, because look, he was out of bounds. Yep. So Kendrick Burney, to me, did what you and I always talk about as former defensive backs, look and lean. He got his head around at the last second, he leaned into the offensive player, and he made the play, hence no call.
I think he's having a heck of a first half, not just on defense, but also on special teams.
2nd and 10 throw. Powell on the screen. Powell gets out of bounds, stops the clock at the 41-yard line, gain of 8.
I think Greg Jones got held there trying to get outside.
Watkins got a piece of him.
You caught it too. Yeah. Greg Jones trying to skate across the face of Watkins to get to the outside. He was pretty much there. But watch here, right there. Right there, Danny Watkins has enough of Greg Jones that he can't get outside and make the play on Powell. And no flag.
Coach told us yesterday that Watkins is one of the nicest kids he's ever met in his life off the field, but he's got a real nasty streak about him on the field, and it's evident on tape. He's got a 6-inch punch, heavy hands, plays with leverage, and a mature kid.
Didn't start playing football in 2007. Powell has buys the first down, and the South will use their first timeout with 46 seconds to go in the half. All right, Mike, how about some of the guys from the North that made some cash?
Yeah, and I kept the quarterbacks out of this. They're in a different category, but Austin Pettis and Titus Young, the two wideouts from Boise. Pettis more of a possession guy. What he runs at the combine will dictate his round. Titus Young had a big week. Boise a vertical threat. 4-man to Sean Jackson. Cameron Jordan, I think, will go to a 3-4 team as a 5 technique, which is the defensive end in a 3-4, somewhere between 20 and 32 in the first round. And Ryan Kerrigan is just the Energizer Bunny. He reminds me a lot of Chris Long. Doesn't have elite edge speed, but I think he's a starting left defensive end in a 4-man front and will be a really solid pro.
Yeah, I thought Chris Long. I thought Kyle Vanden Bosch, same type of a guy, and it's interesting. We watched him stand up as a 3-4 outside linebacker in some drills, in pass rush drills. He's the type of kid I think that once you get him, you're going to want to do a number of things with him on the field.
Unreal motor. Little mismatch with Matthews out here athletically.
Dalton's going to get sacked by Ryan Kerrigan.
Right on time.
But they actually helped Matthews with help because that was Preston Dial.
Right, I know.
No offense to Preston Dial, but that's not DJ Williams running that route. So that helped Matthews in his coverage. And here comes Kerrigan.
He got chipped. It almost, sometimes the chip can hurt the tackle because he comes back at a different angle. DeMarcus Love had to power step back to the inside to drive him past. Didn't have the footwork to get it done.
North uses a timeout with 38 seconds to go in the half.
This kid is really a football player. You saw how many sacks he had. He also had 14 forced fumbles, which to me is a crazy number. And that tells me he highly impacted every college game he played, whether by sacks or forced fumbles. They're game changers.
I talked to a longtime observer of the Big Ten who saw him play a bunch of times. He said, plug in the Ohio State tape 2 years ago.
Yeah, I did.
Where he pretty much single-handedly wiped them out.
I think it was 4 sacks.
Yeah, they said one blocked all day.
2nd and 17 for Dalton. And the South.
There's a hold by the right tackle. Wow. Look at Kerrigan. He's beside himself.
Hankerson made a nice catch and a gain of 13.
Just a pure hold by the right tackle, not even close. And like you said, Bob, nice job on the edge. Now, look at the right tackle. You want to talk about a guy that can't handle Kerrigan. Love can't do this all day long. Watch him. Boom. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
by the face mask, everything. That's as bad as it gets. Love doesn't have the foot speed to handle Kerrigan. Good catch, though, on the outside again by Hankerson.
By hook or by crook?
At least his quarterback didn't get hit.
That's bottom line, right? At the end of it, it's not going to help DeMarcus Love in terms of being on the field and people trusting him handling that type of speed. But
I think Love's a guard, Charles. I just don't think he can. Yeah, I don't think he can handle speed on the outside. I watched a couple of the Arkansas tapes. Just think he has to go inside.
Got the frames, but go inside.
Zone read.
Dalton chased down by Jones at the 43, gain of 14. And the North will call another timeout with 31 seconds to go.
And on cue, watch DeMarcus Love here. Watch on this side. Watch what ends up happening. We talk about going to guard. The only few of us said, well, if you want to play guard and come down in here with me, you're going to have to get better pad level, better leverage. But a nice job by Andy Dalton. And that's what he did at college, guys. That's what we saw Andy Dalton do at TCU. The zone read with the ability, reads it. If the guy crashes inside, I'm going to take it right into that gap and get it upfield. That's what Andy Dalton did very well at TCU.
And Bob, you're an NFL guy. You do an NFL game every week. And it was an interesting discussion with Chan Gailey yesterday about the running quarterbacks. And he said, you want to be on the front edge of the wave or the back edge of the wave because the wave is coming.
Yeah, and you know, he talked about even the size of the receivers, making sure that you have these guys that are 6'5", 6'6".
The athletic quarterbacks that can run option, zone read like we just saw Dalton. He thinks that's happening, and the college is dictating to the NFL these days what kind of style of play.
Yeah, how that's changed, where it used to be the NFL dictated style of play to the colleges.
3rd and 13. Dalton zips it down. Bernie on the coverage of Hankerson. Dalton in the Senior Bowl. 2007 in the Texas Bowl. 21 of 30, 249 yards. He was named the game's most valuable player. Also most valuable player in the Poinsettia Bowl the following year. And MVP of the Rose Bowl. That's a pretty good resume.
Remember, that was his freshman year. Right there, what we saw, the culmination of his freshman year. And three bowl wins out of 4, and all 3 game MVP, as you noted, Bob.
The most impressive one, the latest, the Rose Bowl win against Wisconsin, where he made every throw, and I thought without him, they don't win the football game.
And that was a game of redemption for him because the Fiesta Bowl the year before wasn't very good for him against Boise State.
Colin Kaepernick out of Nevada now comes in the ball game. And Mike, you enjoyed watching him this week.
You want to talk about the front edge? I mean, this is the guy that's on that wave. He's 225 pounds. He runs a 4.5. You put the Fresno tape on, watch him go 47 yards, then watch him go 50 yards. He makes Tim Tebow look like a slow tackle.
Throws it on the run, middle of the field, and intercepted. K.J. Wright off the deflection, gets the pick. Off the hands of Mike McNeil.
Wow.
And then a late flag comes in.
K.J. Wright is a guy that I think ultimately is going to be a 3-4 outside linebacker when he puts on about 20 pounds. Should have been a catch, but the ball's up in the air. Good job finishing by K.J. Wright. This kid is all legs and arms. He could put on another 20 pounds. He's a developmental 3-4 linebacker that teams are going to like because of his upside.
Yes, sir. But that was a play made by K.J. Wright that in a sense was given to him by Mike McNeil, the tight end.
Oh, no question. You got to catch that.
Mike McNeil did everything right on that play except catch the ball, and it turned into an interception.
Got to catch the football. Now there's 6 seconds left. The penalty's going to take him past any kind of field goal range.
Yeah, there was a personal foul penalty against the South after the interception.
So they had the excessive celebration penalty that was called.
I'll tell you right now, the South is whooping some butt.
They heard
the
all
Patriots
week.
down here in Mobile like it.
And they heard all week, didn't they?
Yep.
The North is loaded. The North has X number of first rounders. The North has this. They heard, they listened, they came ready to play. Now you got to throw it up there on the last play of the first half. You got Johnson out wide for USC and Hankerson for Miami with Curley in the slot.
Dalton.
How do you get beat deep? Are you kidding me? How does Sherman jump the double route? I don't understand that. You went to Stanford. There's 6 seconds left in the half. How do you jump? Watch this. He's going to jump it.
Football. How you're supposed to know better. You don't break on anything there.
I hate to kill kids for things, but that's so obvious. You could have given up a touchdown at the end of the half with 6 seconds left. Why are you going to jump an initial break, ever?
And he's being asked about it as he goes off the field. What were you doing, young man?
And Hankerson, fortunately, didn't hold on, but they ran out of time. 17-0 South at the half. After the break, Randy Moss, Matt Millen, and Tom Waddle will join you from Los Angeles for the NFL Total Access Senior Bowl halftime show.
Been a long time coming. This battle. But we were born here. We like the fight. And our mission is to change the game. Again. Under Armour's Micro G footwear on field today, in stores this spring.
I think you hear us coming. Introducing Pizza Hut's new Big Dipper Pizza with 24 strips for dipping, twisting, and scooping in 4 cups of marinara. And right now, a Big Dipper with your favorite topping is just $12. The new Big Dipper Pizza, only $12 and only at your Pizza Hut.
Will you marry me?
Before saying those words, there's one word every man should know.
Leo.
The Leo Diamond, certified to be visibly brighter at K, the #1 jewelry store in America.
Yes, every kiss begins with K.
No one looks at trucks the way GMC engineers do. That's why this year is engineered with variable valve timing, active fuel management, and a 6-speed Hydromatic transmission. It's the only truck that delivers over 300 horsepower and best-in-class V8 fuel economy. When you never compromise, you have nothing to hide. Get 0% financing for 60 months when you purchase a 2011 Sierra.
We've got Super Bowl week covered on NFL Network. You won't miss a thing with over 100 hours of coverage in HD.
This team sacks the quarterback at a high rate.
Media Day, live from Cowboys Stadium.
Once that ball is kicked off, there are no friends out there.
And the most complete Super Bowl pregame show with NFL Game Day morning.
This is bigger than just this game.
No one covers Super Bowl week like NFL Network.
We've got you covered.
And welcome to the NFL Total Access Senior Bowl halftime, powered by Under Armour. Matt Millen, of course, Tom Waddle. I'm Randy Moss. Geez, we've got a beatdown going on here.
Yeah, not like you expected. I think going into it, you thought that the North squad had maybe better personnel overall, but that hasn't been the way it's gone.
Yeah, the South has dominated this game start to finish.
And part of that domination has been the combination of Christian Ponder to Leonard Hankerson.
Hankerson does a nice job making a play on the ball. Ball underthrown a little bit. I thought Ponder actually played fairly well. The stats weren't fantastic, Matt, but looked like he had good poise and good command.
Yeah, and he was able to find Hankerson on the outside. Hankerson's run some pretty good routes, and they can also take advantage of a lot of zone coverage stuff here, but you still have to make the throwing catch.
Yep. Those were the first two possessions of the game for the South. 10-0 at that point. Chan Gailey watching on in the second quarter. 2 possessions later, Noel Devine, West Virginia, off left tackle for the touchdown. 17-0 South. That's our halftime score. In the first half, the North, 1 first down, 18 total yards, minus 15 yards rushing, and only 7 minutes and 59 seconds of total possession. Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play? So your impressions of the first half from a player perspective?
Well, I think what you're seeing right now, and I think this is true with all these all-star games, they'll start a little bit slow, and then as the kids start to kind of settle in and know where they're at, they get a feel for guys around them, and they start to play a little bit better. So I expect that the second half will be played better than the first half. Now, having said that, I think the guy we talked about at the start of the show, I think Von Miller, he started off the game playing pretty darn well. A couple other guys popped up. Sam Acho made a couple of plays. Sam Acho from Texas, who's a good player, probably a 34 backer in the next level. But when you watch the tape, when you break the tape down after this game's played, there'll be a lot of things, that there's so many things that are going on right now. There's so many individual matchups. When you break the tape, there'll be a lot of good stuff to do.
Yeah, I thought that the South, actually, from top to bottom, you saw some guys stand out. I thought Ponder was better than Locker. I thought you saw Hankerson make some plays. But the one guy, I'm a big fan of the little guys, the little overachievers. And the kid from Kentucky, to me, very impressive, Derek Locke. Probably not an every down back at the next level. A good change of pace guy, a third down back who showed some niftiness. Got to the edge quick, put that foot in the ground and made a quick cut. Also a solid receiver, looks to be as well. So he's a kid that I thought made a first half impression.
And not too many highlights from Jake Locker. That's another topic of conversation we had a little earlier. Of course, nobody on the North can really be bragging about a highlight reel after that first half. Again, 17-0 South. When we come back, we're going to transition to the Super Bowl. The Pittsburgh Steelers have considerably more experience in the Super Bowl than the Packers do, but the coach, Mike Tomlin, will that be much of an advantage?
Meet the Never Miss a Super Bowl Club. They've been to every game for the last 44 years.
When I get that Super Bowl ticket in my hand, that's the moment that I start to feel it's real. I'm going again.
And now, Visa's giving you the chance to become a fan for life, too. When you use your Visa card, you could win a trip to the Super Bowl starting next year for the rest of your life. More fans go with Visa.
Professional driver on a closed course. Do not attempt at home. Always wear your seatbelt. And please, drive responsibly.
It's the most fun you can legally have. The powerful Mercedes-Benz C-Class. And now, join us on Facebook and take part in the world's first Twitter-fueled race.
It's another perfect day out here today.
Can I get you anything else?
We gotta get back to work.
On the move. We even saw a kid taking a bath in the water fountain. Whoa, I
spoke too soon. This just in. A freak storm is blowing into the area. We're going to be experiencing hurricane-force winds and dense fog, followed by sheets of driving rain. Stay inside, hunker down, grab a beer. This is going to be a long one.
Buffalo Wild Wings. You have to be here.
We're receiving reports of hail the size of... Oh, boy.
Coach Edwards, Coors Light is the world's most refreshing beer, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, on a hot day, how would you feel without a frost-brewed Coors Light? Bad. Real bad.
Coach, my buddy's got a stupid question.
No question stupid.
What time is happy hour officially over?
Probably 7.
Told you. I always thought it was 6:30. Oh.
Frost-brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Coach, is it typical to get free mozzarella sticks at happy hour?
No, I don't know that.
What about bruschetta?
Following today, of course, we at NFL Network will make the full-time transition to Super Bowl coverage. More than 100 hours of high-definition programming begins Monday here on the network, all originating from Arlington, Texas, the house that Jerry built. Super Bowl 45, the Steelers versus the Packers. We are your information station. And, of course, last night at Heinz Field, the terrible towels were out in force. Even Ben Roethlisberger had one in his pocket. 18,000 turned out for the Steelers pep rally to send off the team as they make their way to North Texas. What I was trying to say there at the end of the last segment, I was trying to get into the experience angle, all right? Now, 25 Steelers players have Super Bowl experience, only 2 Packers. Mike Tomlin has been to the Super Bowl successfully and won. Mike McCarthy's never been there. How much of an advantage is that?
I think it's a small advantage for Michael because I think having been there, he'll understand the schedule. His players will have understood the fact that it's a different week completely. You're not in your same locker room. You're not practicing at the same place. It's scheduled. You're on the road kind of all the time. But having said all that, I think once the game, that ball's kicked in the air, it's another game. And I think that's where it kind of...
Yeah, I think it's a slight advantage. Both head coaches have great support staffs. Whether you're Mike Tomlin, you have Dick LeBeau, who may be the best that's ever coordinated a defense. Bruce Arians, who's been an offensive coordinator for a ton of time. And if you're Mike McCarthy, you've got Dom Capers to lean on if you need that experience. So I think you give Mike Tomlin a slight edge, but both coaching staffs outstanding.
From a player perspective, how many Super Bowl rings is this now? 4?
4.
You own?
4 of them.
An advantage having been there?
You know, I think sometimes what happens with young players, I'm not sure if it's a real advantage. Sometimes the young player goes in there, and they don't know what they don't know. They start playing like this is what they're supposed to do. So, as you saw, David Tyree make a big play like that.
All right, let's see if the North can rally here in the Senior Bowl in the second half. They've got quite a deficit.
I think you'll see better football here in the second half.
I think so. I agree.
It can't get much worse for the North, at least. 18 total yards in the first half, 17-0 South, as we make our way to the second half now at Ladd People Stadium in Mobile for the rest of the Senior Bowl, powered by Under Armour. We'll get you back to Bob Papa, Mike Mayock, and Charles Davis.
Ate something loaded with fat? We got a beef with that. 25 of our Campbell's Chunky Soups give you 100% lean meat and a full serving of vegetables. So come on, have the Chunky Soup from Campbell's. It's amazing what soup can do.
Saving people money on more than just car insurance.
Come on, Bobby, we can do this, man. You can be okay. You can be okay. It's in my mouth!
Now that was the bachelor party.
For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
We've got Media Day covered on NFL Network. The teams are ready to let loose. It's everything you need to know about Super Bowl 45 straight from the players. Media Day. Live coverage begins Tuesday at 10, only on NFL Network.
No Huddle, the road to Dallas. Our experts don't hold back during their weekly roundtable throughout the playoffs.
That guy needs to play if you want to keep your job.
No Huddle, the road to Dallas, Thursday at 8, only on NFL Network.
welcome you back to the 2011 Senior Bowl, powered by Under Armour from Ladd Peebles Stadium in Mobile, Alabama. All South in the first half. They lead the North by a 17-0 score. As we take a look at some of the first half highlights, and Christian Ponder, 5 of 9, 95 yards, and got things going early.
Great job by Hankerson, who I think stood out the first half also. Hand off to Noel Devine. Real good block there by D.J. Williams. Ricky Stanzi on the play action. That's Brooks Reed getting past Costanzo with a great individual effort. And finally, look at the break on the ball by Brown. And that is the type of defense that they've played throughout the first half.
Take a look at the first half stats. Only 1 first down for the North. The South has had the ball for nearly 22 minutes. They've run 43 offensive plays to 15 for the North. Bob Papa along with Charles Davis and Mike Mayock. And Mike, we'll start with you. I think it's a bit of a surprise, considering all the talent on the offensive line for the North, that they've been able to do nothing offensively to this point.
It really is, and if you look at what first-round talent is supposed to be here, if there are 9 guys that I have a first-round grade on, 8 of them were on the North. Yet that team trails 17-0. And you mentioned the defensive pressure on the North quarterback. Sam Acho has a sack. You saw Costanzo overset. Acho came back underneath. And part of it is offensive linemen's lack of communications in a 4-day practice period. We had the coaches talk about that this week.
Charles, we started the broadcast off with you talking about the quarterbacks. And right now we've seen the South quarterbacks outplay the quarterbacks from the North. North had some chances early, didn't convert on some pass plays, and Ponder got off to a quick start.
He did, and they looked so good and so comfortable. But when you have that type of a disparity in terms of time of possession, you're not going to get very many snaps. What we want to see is the North control the ball a little bit so we can see Kaepernick play, so we can see Locker come back and see if that accuracy jumps up in the second half.
All right, let's send down to the sideline and Paul Burmeister.
Hey, Bob, we're about to get our first extended look at the most versatile quarterback in NCAA history. Nevada's Colin Kaepernick is the only quarterback ever with 3 consecutive seasons over 2,000 yards passing and over 1,000 yards rushing. That's impressive. However, his NFL evaluation begins with how can he be inside the pocket? Can he get the ball under center, be comfortable and efficient in the pocket? So let's enjoy what he does outside the pocket, but all 32 teams can't wait to see if he can be efficient from inside the pocket, and the first look is about to happen.
Yeah, he'll get an opportunity. Came in for a couple of seconds, had a ball picked off on the ball that should have been caught by his tight end McNeil. Instead, it was intercepted. North will get the football to start the third quarter. Jasper with the kickoff. LeFedge on the return. Out to the 27-yard line. And Kelvin Shepard made the tackle.
You notice Von Miller on the kickoff team might be the last time he does that for the next 10 years.
Out of it here, didn't want to.
Is the highest rated kid here, is on kickoff return, and making plays all over the field. I think he helped himself immensely by showing up and saying, I'm not afraid to compete, and by the way, I'm probably going to dominate.
Kaepernick to throw. He zips it, completes it to Dane Sausenbacher out of Ohio State. He picks up 23, the biggest gain of the day for the North.
When he has clear vision in a good pocket, this kid can put him on it. Now, that's a wide open receiver. It's a great throw. Here we go. Look at this throw. Clear pocket, great vision. He puts it right on him. And I made Burmeister come to my room today and watch some quarterback tape with me, being a former college quarterback. And we put on Kaepernick. He was in that pistol all the time, and he runs either real hot or real cold.
Kaepernick to run it. Von Miller beats him. Loss of 3.
What did the coaches tell us? They ran this play all week in practice, Charles.
And Kaepernick never once handed it off inside. He's always watch Miller read it and go out there and hunt him down.
Great discipline by Miller. If you get caught inside, it's an easy block by the tackle. If you hold your discipline and then explode like an athlete can, all I've seen from Von Miller is he schemed the verse. You could play him anywhere.
Roy Helu Jr., the tailback. Kaepernick throws it high. The tight end, Lee Smith.
Miller in the first half, right here. I mean, when he sees it and he trusts his eyes, he's an explosive kid. Screen pass. Watch him. He sees it. He beats Schilling, the guard. He makes the play. Here he is again. Sees it. Now go. He's one of the most explosive. There's what he does most naturally. Coming off the edge. Little stutter move on Pinkston from the University of Pittsburgh. And that's really what he does best. And everything else I've seen has been pretty good too, Charles.
3rd and 13. Kaepernick faked out Miller, but not enough, who got his ankle and brought him down short of the sticks at the 45.
I think one of the things that you've been pointing out, Mike, and I'm going to say it broadly this time, you talk about scheme diverse. He's not just an athletic player. He is an intelligent football player. You talked about him trusting his eyes. That means reading his keys and then going and making the play. He has held discipline all game long when plays have gone away from him, any type of boot option, any type of movement, and goes and finishes the play. This is a very intelligent football player, not just an athlete running around and hitting people.
Good high punt by Henry.
Nice job.
Save and down at the 1. Good special teams play as the North trying to find some offense here at the Senior Bowl, down 17.
This is the Evo 4G. This is Android, which powers the Evo. This is something nice someone said about the Evo. So is this. And this. And all this. And this is the new HTC Evo Shift 4G, a smaller Evo with a slide-out keyboard. Only from Sprint, the Now Network. Now, there's even more to talk about.
Who's serving up the best beef tonight? How about Brazilian-style churrasco beef?
And bacon-wrapped sirloin.
On an endless dinner buffet.
For around $10.
Incoming!
Yeah! Only Golden Corral can throw the ultimate beef lover celebration. It's tender Brazilian-style churrasco beef, bacon-wrapped USDA sirloin, juicy smoked beef brisket, and more. All on our endless dinner buffet, all for around $10.
$10?
That's hot.
Golden Corral, help yourself to happiness.
Who will be the official soft drink of the NFL? There's a lot of competition out there. With 0 calories, Pepsi Max looks to be pretty nimble.
Yeah, look at that 40 time.
That was faster than your 40, Dion.
Man, please, I could run that fast backwards, baby. I got this Zero going #1. I agree. Pepsi Max looks phenomenal. Taste metrics are off the charts. He can play the 0-calorie position and still deliver explosive taste. Pepsi Max looks ready for prime time.
Well, the USS Alabama measures 680 feet from stem to stem, half as long as the Empire State Building. The Mighty A saw 37 months of active duty during World War II. 1965 or 64, they began a campaign to bring the Mighty A home. They raised $100,000. Alabama school children raised that money, and 13 million visitors have toured it since they brought the Mighty A back to Alabama.
A lot of pride in this state.
Andy Dalton, the quarterback, will run it on first down from his own 1, picks up 2 on the play. Well, we're joined by the head coach of the North, Marvin Lewis, on the North sideline, head coach of the Bengals, Coach Bob Papa, Mike Mayock, and Charles Davis. All right, what'd you say to the guys at halftime?
Well, we have to play football. I mean, we're not offensively, we haven't been able to protect the quarterback well enough, give him an opportunity to throw the football down the field and then make the plays on the ball when they're there. And defensively, play smart. We had 2 penalties. We had opportunity to stop the ball, stop the drive. We let the ball go over our head to begin the game.
Coach, when you're talking about trying to put these teams together, a lot of it is timing. Offensive line trying to come together in a short amount of time. Is that something you saw as an issue in the first half?
Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing is you got to do the things you're coached and instructed to do, and that's set on the protectors, and set and play it, and then react to what's happening out here. And then we didn't tackle very good defensively. So, but I mean, the offensive line ought to play better than what they played in the first half.
Coach, thanks for a couple minutes, and thanks for your help all week long. Hankerson had the last catch as Bernie broke on it, Mike.
Yeah, I'm watching it from the wide angle up here. I thought Bernie had it, and Hankerson did a good job using that big body to close them off.
Derek Locke, the tailback for the South. Dalton zips it right, and it's dropped by Hankerson.
He saw where he wanted to go and didn't secure the catch and trying to get there. He was trying to bend that thing back inside and get into that alley, Mike. He curled back inside, try and get upfield into the alley, except he forgot to bring the football with him.
Sherman didn't forget to bring the heat with him,
no. Well, you might imagine Richard Sherman had a little discussion that came his way at the half. Because I was out in the hallway at halftime, and a number of scouts were talking about the same play going.
I'm like, dude.
Driving on the football.
Dalton keeps it, rolls out, completes it to the 18-yard line. Preston Dial made the catch. It's a gain of 6. Dial hails from right here in Mobile, Alabama. UMS Wright High School retired his number at the high school yesterday, so a nice little ceremony for Preston Dial, who said, you know, as a kid growing up here in Mobile, he went to about 18 of these Senior Bowls, and what an honor it is to actually play in the game.
That's really cool, isn't it?
It really is. He was talking about it. Greg McElroy was talking about it. McElroy's not from Mobile, but an Alabama guy, and he said he's been coming to these games since he went to Alabama.
3rd and 4 for Dalton. Dalton's going to get planted by Jeremy Beal.
I thought he was offsides.
First thing I thought, I see no flag. But that was one of the best. If he's not offsides, that's one of the best jumps I've ever seen.
No, he's offsides, trust me. He's got to be offsides.
My goodness.
I mean, watch him right here. That's offside.
Well, he was offside in the first half, too.
Right, but he's going to get credit for a big hit and a sack, and he can tell his grandkids.
Yeah, as fast as he was, unfortunately the officials were that slow in pulling a flag and never did actually reach for one.
Wow.
That is Henry to punt.
Carpenter, the left tackle, had no shot on that one.
Wayne Harris ranges back to the 43 and has some room. Harris skips inside the 40 to the 37, 46-yard punt, 17-yard return, best field position for the North. Jeremy Beal with the sack. North down by 17.
Not all steel is created equal. Not all manufacturing processes are created equal. Not all engineering standards are created equal. Which is why not all luxury vehicles are created equal. The hard way means never taking shortcuts. The hard way is how absolute confidence. At Lexus.com the hard way.
It's supposed to rain tomorrow. Probably can't paint the garage.
Really? Like I haven't seen that movie. I got this amazing meal with McDonald's Dollar Menu. The beefy McDouble, the crispy McChicken. Everything's so good and just $1 each. I'm smart enough to do all that, so my turn.
Can't paint, huh? Guess we'll just have to go look at window treatments.
Too easy. McDonald's Dollar Menu, the simple joy of being smart.
They're coming. Seems like from every wireless carrier. You may have heard them already. The doubtcasting, the empty comparisons, while they shout them at the top of their lungs to try to blur the lines. In the end, just ask yourself, does the network work? This is America's largest and most reliable network. Verizon, built so you can rule the air.
I wanted to go to the combine. I wanted to compete in every last drill, every last test. I had nothing to hide, and I knew I could succeed.
Follow the path to primetime. The NFL Scouting Combine, presented by Under Armour, exclusively on NFL Network.
Well, the 2010 Senior Bowl, the North team won 31-13. LeGarrette Blount, 7 carries, 37 yards, and a touchdown. And at the combine, continued to answer concerns. 1,007 yards rushing with the Tampa Bay Bucks and 6 touchdowns. Some electric plays like that one against the Arizona Cardinals. Did it a couple times during the course of the season. Showed that physical presence Found the end zone 6 times.
I did that game on the second one against Carolina with that spin move into the end zone. He had a nice little stretch there, starting with the second half against the St. Louis Rams. We went for 66 yards in that game. From that point on, he became the feature ball carrier for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
North will start this possession at the south 37-yard line.
Oh, cut it all the way back.
They had a Roy Helu Jr., the running back out of Nebraska.
If he continues to bend that back, Costanzo had crushed the backside of that thing, and he had a big hole to cut it through. You've got to have the vision. Now watch what happens on the crush down here. And if he'll bend it all the way back, okay, now keep coming all the way back. Look right there. You got a chance for a one-on-one with DeAndre McDaniel, and you don't take advantage of that.
So only a gain of 2. Kaepernick's going to run it and not go far with it, as he was planted by Nate Irving out of NC State.
You know, Bob, we spent some time this week with Raheem Morris and Mark Dominic, and you're talking about LeGarrette Blount and his impact, but that entire rookie class of the Bucks this year was pretty phenomenal. You know, coming off the heels of Freeman right before that, and then all of a sudden you get Mike Williams in the 4th round, LeGarrette Blount, who's obviously a free agent, McCoy until he got hurt.
He's really coming on in the second half of the year. The corner out of Vanderbilt.
Corner out of Vandy,
Myron Lewis.
On a 3rd down, Kaepernick has the first down to the 27-yard line.
Now, what did we say?
Cody Grimm.
Cody Grimm, that's right, until he got hurt.
Starting free safety.
What do we say about Kaepernick? Clear vision, unimpeded pocket, an ability to step in and throw it. He's got a huge arm, and there was a buzz this week about Colin Kaepernick with people that had not seen him before. I saw him last summer at Peyton Manning's Academy, and Peyton Manning and Eli were laughing. They couldn't believe the RPMs coming out of this kid, but he's very raw and unsophisticated in the pass game.
Helu Jr. can't turn the corner. Colin McCarthy chased him down.
Colin McCarthy's having a heck of a football game.
I'm going to tell you right now, I mean, for an unheralded inside linebacker, this kid has made more impact plays. Watch him right here. Now, you're going to get the pull. It's a pin and pull. You got the clear tackle out there, but nobody gets the linebacker inside out. People are saying he's too slow, he's too this or that. I'll tell you right now, he's probably going to get drafted in the 4th round. He's going to play special teams, and at the end of the day, he's going to start at linebacker for somebody because he's too tough and instinctive not to.
I see him inside. You see him the same place, although he played more outside in Miami.
2nd and 9. Kaepernick avoids pressure. Zips it again. Sanzenbacher with his 3rd catch, gain of 16.
This is the front edge of the wave, and this is why people were so excited when they watched this kid. This is a big arm. Clear vision, unimpeded pocket, under center, which he's not used to doing. Nice job stepping up. Brooks Reed had that outside rush. Both hands on the ball. He stepped up inside the rush, right like there. Nice job with both hands on the ball. Relocate the receiver, and whack, going Ryan fastball.
1st and goal from the 10. Helu Jr. on the draw, being chased as a flag comes in. DeAndre McDaniel was holding on for dear life. We'll check the flag holding.
Number 16 of the offense.
Lee Smith.
10-yard penalty. 1st down.
Lee Smith from Marshall, the big guy. He's almost a tackle from a size perspective. The tight end for Marshall, I believe it was on Von Miller, Charles. You'll see him right here trying to block Von Miller. This is the key block on the edge. Miller's looking for vision and tries to get off.
He ends up hooking him at the end of the play as he's going down.
Looked like a pretty good block to me.
That's one of those ones that at the end of the play,
right.
Miller has actually taken it to the ground, and Smith's on top.
Yeah, just lay on top of him.
Looking like Smith did a really good job most of the way through on that one.
Inverted bone.
1st and goal from the 20. Sanzenbacher makes the catch at the 14-yard line. His 4th catch. You know, here's a kid, Sanzenbacher, who had 52 catches at Ohio State, had a streak of 19 straight games with a catch, and he's come in so far been the most productive receiver for the North.
And he came into this game a little bit late after an injury. He was added to the squad. I had a chance to chat with him the other day after practice. All I told him, I said, you know, I'm no expert on this, but you better build up your body armor because on the next level, he's a slot guy. Right, he's not an outside the numbers receiver to me. He's a slot guy who is crafty, catches the football, build up that body armor because there are a lot of hits to be taken in there.
2nd and goal. Kaepernick chased by Reed. He's got to throw it away. Now we're talking about McCarthy. Brooks Reed, Mike, is having a real good game too.
Another one of those high motor guys that never stops. Now this is bootleg. This way, fake, come off the edge. I thought Harris did a nice job coming back, and I thought Kaepernick was real late recognizing it. Come off of it. Now you read high to low. Look at the separation right here. Throw it. If he throws that off the break, it's a touchdown. But again, Bob, he's so raw. A lot of this is new to him. Maybe not that move because they ran a lot of bootleg at Nevada out of that pistol. But high to low off the play action and get rid of the football.
What you just asked him to do, Mike, is the next evolution. Because at Nevada, oftentimes I'm sure they were saying, with your legs, go. Keep it, son, and go.
3rd and goal. Under pressure again, he's going to tuck it down and then step out of bounds at the 6.
You mean that one? See, that's why they said keep it and go. You mean that one? That's why Chris Ault, the head coach of Nevada, and his staff said, Colin, if you don't really see it, it's okay with us if you just want to tuck
watch this move right there. Little funky Comodino on Jenkins right there.
Jarvis Jenkins. Yeah. Jarvis is like, that's not fair, okay? That's 309 pounds of me in open field and your legs. That's just not right. But that's what keeps you intrigued about Kaepernick. What he can do with his feet, you couple it. Paul Burmeister said it at the half, what we were going to see, and what scouts and teams wanted to see. That was an out-of-pocket play that we knew would be terrific. They want to see him, as Paul described it, in the pocket, making plays with his arm.
Horvath from 24 yards out. And he slips it inside the right upright. So the North finally on the board with 5:09 to go in the 3rd quarter. Well, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones there with Jason Garrett. Jack Del Rio, the Jaguars, checking things out. Well, with Ozzie Newsome of the Ravens, all checking out the festivities during Senior Week. Raheem Morris of the Bucks as well.
With the new Big Dipper pizza from Pizza Hut, everyone was talking about our party.
And by everyone, he means the ladies.
Right now, a delicious Big Dipper pizza with your favorite topping is just $12. Dip more in marinara and less in your wallet. The new Big Dipper pizza, only $12 and only at your Pizza Hut.
This afternoon, we're going to play the biggest football game in the history of Western civilization.
Super Bowl, We're going to win the game, I guarantee it.
This trophy, it means more to us. This one's for John.
And no one can ever take it away from us, ever!
Sound effects, best of Super Bowls, Tuesday at 8:30, only on NFL Network.
I got a feeling.
Steelers fans, your team just won the AFC Championship. And now, direct from NFLShop.com, you can own the Steelers Championship tee and hat. It's the official championship hat and t-shirt worn by players and coaches during the post-game celebration. Don't miss out on this great opportunity. Own a piece of Steelers history. Call 866-AFC-5001 or visit NFLShop.com now.
For nearly 50 years, they've shown us America's game like we'd never seen before.
You are ridiculous! Caught by Clark! Tennessee has pulled a miracle!
They take us deep inside the game.
This is why you lift all them weights. They steal! No,
They capture the struggle. Reveal the heart.
Love you, Coach. I love you, too. This one's for John.
And preserve the passion of pro football.
That's what perfection's all about. Cannot describe it.
We did it.
One touchdown, we are world champions.
The hair is like standing up on your back.
NFL Films, where football lives forever on NFL Network.
NFL Network is the exclusive home for the 2011 Scouting Combine presented by Under Armour. Follow the top college players on the path to primetime as they perform for NFL coaches and scouts. February the 24th, only on NFL Network. Live HD coverage, the NFL Scouting Combine. First steps in that process here at the Senior Bowl, powered by Under Armour. North finally on the board with 5:09 to go in the third. It's a 17-3 game. Alex Henry will kick it off for the North. Ronald Johnson fields it at the 10. Johnson out of USC accelerates out to the 30, and then a flag comes in late.
Holding number 46 of the return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
They get the hold on Colin McCarthy of the South. South back on offense. They've dominated throughout the course of the day. See if they can add some more to their 17-3 lead.
What does Pro Bowler Josh Cribbs and a fathead have in common?
Ain't nothing common about me.
They're both big, bold, and can light up a room. Just like Josh, a fathead can change the look of everything in one big move, transforming any ordinary room into the ultimate fan cave.
You ain't know? I'm a fathead.
And with over 1,000 fatheads, we've got you covered no matter what your favorite sport or team is. Go to fathead.com to order yours today.
Come and get me. Fathead.com.
A fully boxed steel frame. A proven Duramax diesel engine. And the same make of transmission found in an M1 tank. Introducing the 2011 Sierra HD, the strongest, smartest, most powerful Sierra, including the first Denali. Never send a truck to do a Sierra's job.
Coach Switzer, the Coors Light Super Bowl Insider Sweepstakes is finally here.
Yeah, you know it is.
4 tickets to Super Bowl 45, insider access. Plus, it's really easy to enter.
It's not hard.
You think I'm gonna win?
Yeah.
Great. How do you know?
Because...
Introducing Coors Light Super Bowl Insider Access. You can score unthinkable Super Bowl access, game gear, and more.
Coach, can't find a room in Dallas for the Super Bowl.
How's things in San Antonio?
Oh! Booked. We've got Media Day covered on NFL Network. The teams are ready to let loose. It's everything you need to know about Super Bowl 45 straight from the players. Media Day. Live coverage begins Tuesday at 10, only on NFL Network.
Back at the 2011 Senior Bowl, powered by Under Armour, to the sideline, and Paul Burmeister.
Hey, Colin, you did a nice job leading that scoring drive. Afterwards, I saw you had a long conversation with quarterback coach Ken Zampese. What can you tell me about that?
He was just talking to me about some of the plays we had, stepping up in the pocket, and he thought I did a pretty good job as far as distributing the ball, making sure my reads were right.
Did you know coming into this week that so many people were going to be watching Jake Locker, and you're going to be right next to him? Did you take that as kind of a challenge?
Definitely. I mean, I think a lot of people thought there was only one quarterback on this North team, one person to watch, and coming into this week, I wanted to prove that there's more than one quarterback out here. There's more than one quarterback you should be looking at.
How much of a challenge is it for you mentally and emotionally to maintain the playmaking outside the pocket, but show people that you can also be a very good quarterback inside the pocket?
I think a lot of that's just instinct. I mean, you have to have a great feel for the pocket as far as when to step up, when to bail out, and you have to trust your guys up front to block for you and allow you to make a play.
And we get to watch you doing every single drill at the Combine next month, right?
Yep, I'll be doing every one, trying to prove that I can be an NFL team's quarterback.
All right, Colin Kaepernick, back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Paul, and good to see Colin out on the field. When Dalton got sacked in the last possession for the South, he reported to State Dales. He just had the wind knocked out of him, so he's okay. Christian Ponder back in at quarterback for the South in the first half. He was 5 of 9 for 95 yards and a touchdown. Really set the tone early for the South team.
Really good job by Cameron Jordan. Excuse me, I got the wrong guy there. I got the Hawkeye. There's Cameron. Cameron Jordan, who I think helped himself as much as any player in this game. A lot of people thought he was a second-round 5 technique, which is the defensive end in 3-4, but he showed explosion, quickness. He can play inside. He can play outside. And this kid, the son of Steve Jordan, 6-time Pro Bowler with the Vikings, is a heck of a player.
Ponder on a 3rd and 4, and the pass incomplete. Intended for Courtney Smith, and Richard Sherman on the coverage.
Did Jordan get a hand on that at all? Because he tried to get in. He tried to have an impact on that play. From the tackle position, looped around, saw him get his hand up trying to get it in the passing lane, And we're seeing him have a pretty nice afternoon. Really starting to make a few plays.
Great motor, talented kid, clean off the field, plays every snap hard. He can play inside or he plays outside, but I really do think the 3-4 teams are going to fall in love with him.
Chaz Henry to punt. Oh, good high punt. Wayne Harris back in his own 27. Takes it out the 34-yard line. Well, one of the cool aspects of Senior Bowl week is the fact that a lot of these college players get a chance, first time in their careers, that they get a chance to work with NFL coaches, coaching staff, and during the course of the week, Cameron Jordan got some good coaching from Marvin Lewis.
You touch the quarterback, they won't let you stay in camp anymore. They're going to give you that road map and that apple. You ever heard that story? Yeah, you're gone.
Yeah, Marvin was joking during the week, didn't realize that it was a drill. You're not supposed to hit the quarterback. You don't hit the quarterback in practice. You'll learn that when you get to the NFL.
What he told him was you don't go near him, you go wide of him. You don't want a hand hitting a helmet or a shoulder pad and getting hurt. What we're saying is the quarterback is gold.
Make a lot of money. You don't use salary cap.
You don't go to the Super Bowl. Mike, as Mike Mayock said, you don't go to the Super Bowl without an elite quarterback.
Jake Locker back in at quarterback for the North. Locker, Titus Young. It's the first down of the 49 of the South. Gain of 17.
Boy, was that a good route and an illustration. Watch him get out of his break. How quick he is when he comes out of it. Vertical, step on the toes of the defender, come back to the football. I'd like to see him catch it before it gets into his body. That's why he has a couple drops when you watch him on tape. But Charles, just so quick in and out of his breaks, man. He's so fast. He steps on your toes, and then he runs back at the quarterback.
Locker. Can't find Young.
Offensive.
DeMarcus Van Dyke was on the coverage.
And he got a nice little push in the back move, too, that unfortunately he's too exposed on this play. He's wide open. I mean,
that's offensive pass interference if you've ever seen
it. He wasn't stepping on his toes there. He's nudging him in the back.
Pass interference. Number 2 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
You got to be a little more subtle than that. Now, this is pretty easy to see.
That good coverage by Van Dyke.
Van Dyke ran the route for him, which is what a defender's supposed to do. And then I think Young, a little frustrated, pushed him in the back.
I mean, you're not supposed to cover my deep route. I mean, that's my deep route.
It's an all-star game.
I run by everybody.
That's my deep route. What are you doing back here? Really nice coverage by Van Dyke, who we saw last week in the East-West Shrine game. So he gets 2 weeks of work in front of the pro scouts.
They run it. Darrell Scott from Maryland. Shouldered out by Sharice Wright. Gain of 6.
Now,
how much does DeMarcus Van Dyke weigh?
I was just going to say, as good as he looked on that last play, there's the downside of Van Dyke because he's not going to be real aggressive at, what,
168 pounds.
You know, and you'd like to see a kid be more aggressive, but that's the downside. He's not a very big kid. He's 6'0", That means 6 feet, 3/4 of an inch, 168 pounds. What the pro scouts like, he's almost 32-inch arms, which means he's a very long, press corner.
Check down to Scott in space. Scott to the first down and more to the 20. And run out at the 17-yard line by Marcus Gilchrist. 32-yard catch and run for Scott.
Whatever Marvin Lewis said to the team at halftime has been working. And this is nice for Jake Locker. We've seen a couple of good throws out of him now. So that nice pass that he completed to Titus Young. Now he checks it down to Darrell Scott and lets Scott do the work as he ends up running away from McCarthy before he's shoved out of bounds by Gilchrist at the end.
I'll never criticize a quarterback for checking it down and picking up that kind of yardage, but he did have to stick nod from the tight end on his initial read and chose not to take it.
First and 10 for the North. Locker gonna run it and fumble it. Recovered by Jason Pinkston.
Pernell McPhee, the defensive end from Mississippi State, made a great play there, stripping it away. And I watched probably 80 of his snaps this morning in my hotel room. I'm talking about locker now. Great athlete, steps up into the pocket. Watch McPhee right here. From behind, strips the ball away. And I brought all this tape with me of the quarterbacks, and I wanted to kind of refamiliarize myself this morning. And the 60 snaps that I watched, he fumbled 2 or 3 times trying to make big plays. He threw an interception or 2, and it's either really good where you go, wow, it's great, or you say you can't put the ball on the ground like that, protect the football.
Pinkston, who recovered the fumble and saved the possession for the North, shaken up on the play.
Here's my question to you, Mike, on this play.
Here comes the strip from behind, number 90, McPhee. The ball's out there. The hustle play by Pinkston right there. Not real athletic, but he got the football.
But my question was at the start, when he hit the drop, okay, and as he came forward, did you think that all the eyes downfield were gone and not coming back up? At that point, he was flushing and going.
He's so fast. He's a 4-5 guy that Charles, when he breaks the pocket, if he senses he's got space, he can go. He goes. You'll see him go parallel to the line of scrimmage if he's looking for time. That time, he attacks the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 15 for the North. Locker to the end zone, and Pettis can't reel it in, but a flag comes in.
I think they may benefit this time.
Yeah. Yep.
Sharice Wright was on the coverage.
Pass interference. Number 24 of the defense. The foul is in the end zone. The ball will be placed in the 1-yard line, where it'll be first down.
This was similar to the throw to Hankerson to begin the ball game.
Yep.
Watch how Austin Pettis at the end of the route, he's going to be the first to adjust, which leads to the interference from Sharice Wright in the corner.
Turns the hips early. The recognition, Charles, like you said, of the wide receiver first, so he wins.
Scott, the tailback, and a 1st and goal. He's got the touchdown, and the North right back in it with 19 seconds to go in the 3rd.
And a good series for Darrell Scott. Caught the check down, brought them down into the red zone, finished it off. Had a good week last week at the East-West.
I think he's carried his momentum from how he finished in the bowl game, the military bowl game, with their win with 194, 197 yards. A couple touchdowns, and carried it to, as you mentioned, Mike, a good East-West week. And now here, continuing on in this game.
Alex Henry for the extra point, and it's good.
You know, you go through these weeks and you see kids where you're not exactly sure what to do with them, but they impress you nonetheless. And I call it find a spot. Owen Marisic, the Stanford kid that played fullback and linebacker, trust me, he will be a fullback in the NFL and a special teams player. Charles Clay, 189 receptions. H-back, tight end. I think he's an H-back at 239 pounds with good hands. He needs to block. Brooks Reed. Bob, you mentioned him earlier. He's got a great motor. He comes off the edge. I think he might be able to stand up. I'd like to see him play Sam linebacker, but either way, you're going to find a spot for that kid. Ahmad Black, I'm disappointed he's not playing today. One of my favorite players on tape in this game. He's too small, he's too slow, he's too this, he's too that. Put a Florida tape on, and the kid is always around the football. And the same with Kedrick Birdie. He's not going to run any better than probably 4.55 at the combine. And people are going to say he can't play corner, but I'm going to tell you he can be a cover 2 corner, sit on the slot, and play special teams.
Did Brandon Flowers run much better than that?
Brandon Flowers was my favorite corner that year, and everybody killed me for it. The problem, Charles, is I fall in love with these boundary corners that are usually more physical, not as quick, but real tough. And I have to also recognize, though, in the NFL, they can get exposed for a lack of speed and turn ability.
But have we not noticed Brandon Flowers playing pretty well in the NFL?
He's a pretty good football player.
Okay, just checking.
Horvath with the kickoff. Johnson on the return. Not a lot of room at the 21-yard line where he's dropped.
See the two North Carolina guys got him, Searcy and Bernie. Bernie had a good day. Look at the tackle on the kickoff. I keep trying to tell you, he's going to be a special teams guy. Jumps the slant route, very quick. Again, punt return, who's the first guy down the field? Kendrick, Bernie. So again, somebody please find a spot for this young man, and you will be very happy you drafted him.
Yeah, that's just a 3-play compilation of things that we've seen him do today, because he just made another another special teams tackle. We've seen him cover out on the corner on a number of few occasions today. I think he's having a really nice afternoon.
I'm not trying to say he's a starting corner out on the edge on a team that likes to play off man. He's not that guy, but find a spot for him.
Greg McElroy back in at quarterback for the South. Powell takes the handoff from what should be the final play of the third quarter and picks up 1. Now, the South dominated the first half, led 17-0 at the intermission. But the North has come storming back. They put up 10 points in the third quarter. And it's a ball game after 3. South leads the North 17-10 here at the Under Armour Senior Bowl.
I'm going to have one of these under 550 calorie meals.
It's Applebee's unbelievably great tasting and under 550 calories menu. Great tasting, generous new dishes starting at $8.99. It's all the taste and none of the trade-offs. Only at Applebee's. There's no place like the neighborhood. Open until midnight or later.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Does it take 2 to tango?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This is a picture of me at Super Bowl 1, Super Bowl 16, Super Bowl 39. People would say, you couldn't have been to that many Super Bowls. And we would say, yes, we have. Super Bowl 36, 38, and 39 are my favorites. Super Bowl 3, that was like one of my children being born. We thought it might turn into something, and turned out to be bigger than we ever imagined.
Use your Visa card for a chance to win a trip to the Super Bowl, starting next year for life. More fans go with Visa.
You can't just throw this at me. I'm not throwing.
Dad's in the doghouse again. He just showed up with his client unannounced. Not even a text. Luckily, he's got Kraft homestyle mac and cheese in the pantry, so Mom can save the day.
Well, isn't this nice?
Dad really screwed this up.
Kraft homestyle macaroni and cheese. Cheesy noodles topped with golden brown breadcrumbs. You know you love it.
We've got Super Bowl week covered on NFL Network. You won't miss a thing with over 100 hours of coverage in HD.
This team sacks the quarterback at a high rate.
Media Day, live from Cowboys Stadium.
Once that ball is kicked off, there are no friends out there.
And the most complete Super Bowl pregame show with NFL Game Day morning.
This is bigger than just this game.
No one covers Super Bowl week like NFL Network.
We've got you covered.
NFL Network is the official home for the 2011 NFL Draft. Live gavel-to-gavel coverage, plus Mike Mayock's expert analysis of every pick, exclusive interviews. Watch the 2011 NFL Draft starting Thursday, April 28th, live in primetime, only on NFL Network, as we send it down to Paul Burmeister.
Lots of interest in Washington quarterback Jake Locker this week. Jake, I know that you know that. Probably a little bit of relief to have this week coming to a close. How would you describe your week?
You know, a lot of things. It's very busy, but a great experience getting to know these guys that you've watched on highlights throughout your career, and be able to get a chance to get to know them as people and come out here and compete with them has been awesome.
So many questions about your accuracy being in the 50s your entire career. I've heard what a lot of other people say about it. How do you answer the question when people ask, why is Jake Locker only in the 50s?
You know, it's not been very many years that I've been in the pocket making passes from there, so I think that with repetition, it'll only go up and up, and I think that the best is in front of me as far as that goes.
What's the best thing you learned from the Bengals coaching staff this week that you'll take with you now?
I think footwork. Footwork is something that obviously being in a real drop-back offense for a couple years now, is something that you're always focused on when you go back and watch tape and don't complete passes. It's usually because your feet are in the wrong spot.
Now, a lot of quarterbacks need to work on their feet. How is it that you can work on your footwork without actually being in game situations?
I think that not just taking straight drops and throwing when you're throwing routes, moving in the pocket, simulating a rush, or sidestepping guys and making throws in that fashion allows you to get more comfortable doing it. And then obviously when you have the opportunity to do some team stuff, make sure that you're working on that as much as you can when you're in there.
All right, Jake, we enjoyed watching this week, and we will see you in Indianapolis.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, that's Jake Locker, guys.
All right, Paul, and Greg McElroy was able to hook up with Courtney Smith, who played right here in this building in South Alabama for a 10-yard pickup to start the fourth. Draw play to Powell, who finishes his run nicely. Jaleel Brown took some punishment.
Charles, I want you to watch the right guard here, Rodney Hudson. I've been concentrating on him the last few plays, and watch what he does here on the run play. The previous play, he just handled Ballard in the pass. Look at him run him up the field. I thought he was kind of an undersized zone guard when I first watched tape at Florida State. Rumors were he was 275 pounds. He weighed in at 292. He had a solid week all week long, and I think he's one of the better interior offensive linemen in this draft.
Well coached at Florida State by Rick Trickett, one of the better-known offensive line technicians in college football.
1st and 10. McElroy's going to get sacked by Ian Williams out of Notre Dame, loss of 7.
How much is that on the offensive line trying to protect him, and how much of that is on Greg McElroy not being able to get rid of the football?
I think it's a little bit of each, because you'll see Ian Williams right here, and it's going to happen from McElroy's left side. Now, you want to get rid of the football there. It was supposed to be a double move. You can see Bowling, the guard, had some trouble with him. And Charles, he obviously didn't like what he saw on the double move, so he pulled it back down, and that's where you get those coverage sacks.
Ultimately, a pretty nice pass rush by Ian Williams from Notre Dame.
And give that kid some credit. He hurt his knee against Navy mid of the season, and this is the first time he's been back in live action.
Powell shoots through the hole on the left side, hit by Matthews at the 45, gain of 8.
I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Bilal Powell. Watched him this week work in workouts. Like how it's translated into the game. He's a straight-ahead guy, looks like a one-cut type of runner, and gets that ball, gets it upfield. And at the end of the run, but Bob mentioned his first run of this drive, finishing the run, dropping his pads at the end.
Big season. Had some trouble in high school, was actually stabbed, ended up living with one of his coaches, turned his life around, and he's been just a tremendous story at Louisville.
He has 8 carries for 39 yards in the game. McElroy sails it over the head of Jock Sanders. Sanders is 5'6" and a half. He could have been 10 feet taller than I caught that.
But you notice McElroy continues to shake his hand a lot. I think he hurt early in this drive, and I'm not sure he's ever quite gotten that feeling back. You see him?
Yeah, I think you're right, Charles. Here you go. Take a look, Charles.
This is the one where he got hit.
Sherrod to the left.
Right on the helmet of his
offensive helmet. And we can ask Burmeister, that is really painful. When you follow through with your throwing hand on a helmet, that's brutal. And Charles, that's a good call by you. I think that affected the accuracy of that last throw.
And we hope he didn't chip anything in there. You often hear about that after the conclusion of a game. Hope he's going to be okay.
Short punt takes a favorable roll inside the 15. 41-yard punt, no return. Well, the South lead Trib to 7, and the North have the football coming back.
I was driving to Northern California. My son was asleep.
I really didn't see it coming.
I didn't realize I was drifting into the other lane.
It got my attention, telling me that I wasn't paying attention.
I had no idea the guy in front of me had stopped short, but my car did.
My car did.
Thankfully, my Mercedes did.
A world you can't predict demands a car you can trust. The E-Class. See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for exceptional offers through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. And now, join us on Facebook and take part in the world's first Twitter-fueled race.
Who's serving up the best beef tonight? How about Brazilian-style churrasco beef?
And bacon-wrapped sirloin.
On an endless dinner buffet.
For around $10.
Incoming!
No! Only Golden Corral can throw the ultimate beef lover celebration. It's tender Brazilian-style churrasco beef, bacon-wrapped USDA sirloin, juicy smoked beef brisket, and more. All on our endless dinner buffet, all for around $10.
$10?
That's hot!
Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness.
This is the Evo 4G. This is Android, which powers the Evo. This is something nice someone said about the Evo. So is this. And this. And all this. And this is the new HTC Evo Shift 4G, a smaller Evo with a slide-out keyboard. Only from Sprint, the Now Network. Now, there's even more to talk about. For the first time in prime time, it's the road to Canton. Find out which legends will be immortalized into the class of 2011. The Road to Canton next Saturday, live exclusively on NFL Network.
North down 17-0 at the half. With the football, down by 7. Ricky Stanzi. Quarterback for the North. The wide receiver screen, Vincent Brown. Keeps his feet out across the 25 and gets hammered at the 27-yard line. Pickup of 13.
And you talk about why is Nate Solder a first-round pick? Why is he a potential top 15 pick? He's a former tight end who's 6'8". He's got a huge wingspan. Watch him here. Fakes down, comes around. Now watch him gather, get the hit on Gilchrist right there. He's just got tremendous speed and flexibility for a guy that size. And in pass protection, he's so long, it's difficult to get around him.
Well, Scott, the tailback, tries to slip through the left side and gets tackled by Kelvin Shepard out of LSU. 116 tackles in his senior season. 11 tackles for losses, 5 sacks. First team All-SEC.
Tackling machine at LSU, playing in John Chavis's defense. But one thing you always have at LSU, guys, the linebackers love defensive linemen.
They've always had big defensive tackles that can play.
I mean, it's the most unbelievable deal. Guys graduate, first-round picks. One year, when they put 4 in the draft that were defensive tackles, or 3 in the draft, and you're wondering where they're going to get more. And next year they have more. Here's Drake Nevis.
This year.
Stanzi on the deep drop with time. Brown again, first down. Tackled at the 43-yard line by DeMarcus Van Dyke, gain of 15.
So what we're seeing is pretty much every quarterback in this game, and I think they're the most tightly grouped quarterback I've seen here at the Senior Bowl. Every single one of them with a clean pocket and clear vision can put it on you. That was really a good throw by Ricky Stanzi, a good route by Vincent Brown. The coaches said they felt like Stanzi might have had the best pocket awareness of any quarterback in this group because naturally sliding and moving to find what he needed.
Stanzi's going to keep it and throw it, and caught by Lance Kendricks.
Now that's a great throw because you come off your play action fake, your bootleg fake, and you've got a defensive end or a linebacker in your face immediately. To have the presence to get rid of the football and put it on your guy is phenomenal. Play action.
Is this Acho that's in his face that flashes right there? And he kept everything downfield, didn't he? There it is again.
Yeah, you can tell right here now. Great job. Eyes downfield, Charles, and put it on him.
Kendricks keeping the defender on his back so he couldn't get to the football.
Stanzi, play fake.
Oh, man.
Hits Brown for another first down at the 29, gain of 16.
Was there a difference in that throw, Mike, than the one we saw in the first half of the game that Jake Locker threw on a similar route with the safety in the corner high-low?
It was a shorter route, so he put it on him with velocity low, as opposed to the deeper skinny post. It was a skinny post as opposed to a slant. But you're right. Philosophically, he put it where it had to be to protect his receiver.
Scott tripped up in the hole by, I think Chris Niels was the one that got the first hit on him. Gain of 3. 8:48 to go in the game. Here comes the North. Chance to maybe tie this.
They also said that Ricky Stanzi, not just pocket presence, but huddle command. And he was the type that calls the play and that last little tip for different guys. Right. Don't forget in this, you know,
hard
look
count,
out for
don't
this.
Jump off
right.
side.
All those last little things to help his team.
Stanzi, nice job avoiding pressure, and then he throws it away. Sam Acho got pressure on him.
I have 0 problems with that one. It's a good decision. Come back to bootleg. Acho again, who's having a really good game in his face. What does he do? Cuts inside of him, throw the football away, come back and fight on 3rd down.
A lot of poise there.
Really, Stanzi's an impressive kid. In his senior year, he had 25 touchdowns against 6 interceptions. His junior year was 17 and 15. Kid that's continued to get better, and the NFL scouts love that.
Yeah, I'm directing Lance Kendricks around, getting him into the right spot.
Coaches were going nuts. Good job by the quarterback to reset him.
3rd and 7. can't find Brown.
Now,
can't give him so much love. We got to cut out all the love.
He was
right
frustrated there. There was a disconnect between him and his receiver. I don't think that was all on Stanzi. I think he expected him to come out of that break quicker and to the outside, not set it up. Okay, Vincent Brown working on Gilchrist.
So he expected him to be outside,
he's
not inside.
throwing it to the outside. He's anticipating.
Yeah, you can see it now. Look at the look. See, he's telling him drive, but you're wrong side. Okay. All right. I'll give him the love back. All right, the love's back.
Horvath will try a kick from 44 yards out. And it looks like he's going to hook it left. No good. So he misses from 44 yards out. Pretty good drive by Ricky Stanzi, but Changeli's defense holds up by 7.
To be the official soft drink of the NFL takes a special formula. It takes drive, determination, and a whole lot of taste. With millions of thirsty NFL fans out there, you've got to deliver every Sunday. And if you can do it all with 0 calories, you will be a legend. Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
I wanted to go to the combine. I wanted to compete in every last drill, every last test. I had nothing to hide, and I knew I could succeed.
Follow the path to primetime. The NFL Scouting Combine, presented by Under Armour, exclusively on NFL Network.
For nearly 50 years, they've shown us America's game like we've never seen before.
You are ridiculous. Caught by Clark. Tennessee has pulled a miracle.
They take us deep inside the game.
This is why you lift all them weights. They still know the
They capture the struggle. Reveal the heart.
Love you, Coach. I love you, too. This one's for John.
And preserve the passion of pro football.
That's what perfection's all about. Cannot describe it. We did it.
One touchdown, we are world champions.
The hair is like standing up on your back.
NFL Films, where football lives forever on NFL Network.
The thrilling history of the Miami Dolphins is now yours to own in an exciting new DVD from NFL Films.
All right, Miami. How about that one? Unbelievable.
Own the history of the Miami Dolphins. Available now at NFLShop.com or wherever DVDs are sold.
Back in Mobile, the South in front of the North by a 17-10 score. Let's send it down to Stacey Dales on the South sideline.
Bob, it looks as of right now that the rest of this game offensively for the South will fall on the shoulders of Christian Ponder. Why? Well, he's the only healthy quarterback left on the South side. Greg McElroy in the last possession injured his right hand, his throwing hand. He struck a helmet and seems to be somewhat of a contusion there. And for Andy Dalton, obviously we saw that Beal hit on the offsides and he had the wind knocked out of him. So expect Christian to finish the game, guys.
All right, Christian Ponder started the game in fine fashion. See if he can close it out. Derek Locke. Nowhere to go. Sione Fua got the first hit on him. Gain of 1.
Really nice defensive line play there, wasn't it?
Yeah, Fua has been stout all day long. Jordan coming from the backside, kind of jumping on top. But Fuha's an interesting kid. What did Marvin tell us? That he's the cousin
Jonathan Fanene.
Jonathan Hey from the Bengals.
That was really nice by
and what were they talking about as far as the special admit to Stanford?
Yeah, they asked him, hey, you know, Stanford, that's pretty good. Sione goes, how's the special admit? I've got a lot of friends at Stanford used to work there. They just heard those words and just fell off of their chairs. We don't have that at Stanford.
Ponder cuts it back inside. Dives down to 38, gain of 4. Nice job of contain, Charles, of the defense from the North.
You guys feel the intensity picking up here?
Yeah, sure.
Right here. Check out the coverage here. Bernie, we've been talking about him on the slot. This is who they want to get. They're going to run him off and then bring him out. Look at him jump the route. nowhere for the quarterback to go. And again, Bernie just kind of guessed it. He's one of those instinctive, smart players. He's already got 6 or 7 tackles in this game. He's been a factor in special teams. Find the spot, folks.
3rd and 5 for the South, up by 7. Ponder tries to escape and gets tackled from behind by Christian Ballard at the 40-yard line.
And that's what is Christian Ballard's game.
Yeah.
His feet. He is light on his feet. They're trying to figure out, is he an end? Is he a tackle? But watch him on the chase.
He initially gets blocked by Watkins.
Okay, but now on the chase, look at the feet.
He's really a gifted 288-pounder. And Charles, he played 2 years inside for Iowa, 2 years outside. I'm trying to figure out what to do with him. What I think he is a base end, probably a left defensive end that can kick inside on pass rush situations and be almost by Titus Young. He can be a mismatch against those guards in pass situations.
Great punt sends Harris back to the 10. Harris gets shouldered down by Shepard at the 20. 50-yard punt, 12-yard return. So the North has the ball back again. Kaepernick will try to engineer a drive to get this thing tied with 5:52 to go in Mobile.
Not all steel is created equal. Not all manufacturing processes are created equal. Not all engineering standards are created equal. Which is why not all luxury vehicles are created equal. The hard way means never taking shortcuts. The hard way is how Lexus inspires absolute confidence. This is the pursuit of perfection. See what it takes at Lexus.com the hard way.
Coach Levy, what are your thoughts on this Coors Light home draft?
It's fresh every time.
So now that you can have cold, fresh Coors Light on tap at home, where do you watch football?
At home, at our place.
Awesome! We'll be there at noon.
No,
12:15. Sunday night game.
The Coors Light Home Draft. CO2 pressurized for up to 30 days of fresh, frost-brewed draft beer.
Coach, will there be a backup home draft at your house?
Will there be what?
Because if not, we're going to...
Cause what?
Why would you keep interrupting me?
Why would what?
Down by 7. Final play for Detroit.
Only thing that would make this any better is overtime.
They'll need a miracle to win this football game. Harris slot right, drops back. Hines takes the pass at the 30. With the seam. One man to beat. We're headed to overtime.
Buffalo Wild Wings, you have to be here.
Field goal for the win. Oh!
Tonight on NFL Total Access, the Steelers make their last pit stop before Dallas. Or will they return home with a coveted souvenir? Plus, which players improve their draft status in the Under Armour Senior Bowl? All that and more tonight at 7 Eastern.
Well, the original Oyster House first opened its doors in Gulf Shores in 1983. Then in 1985, they opened one here on the causeway overlooking Mobile Bay. Both offer the Gulf Coast seafood and a casual atmosphere with genuine Southern hospitality.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just keep them coming.
And then, of course, you go right from there and you kind of segue over to Beats.
Beats, and you're in.
Where the elite meet to eat. Half the league was in that place a couple nights this week, and it was kind of cool to sit down and talk.
I think
I just think this week is so cool because all these kids you've been studying come to life, and the whole league is here to talk about them.
Uh-oh. That's a jump. And no flag.
Tackled by Jenkins.
Did we get a no flag again?
Yes. Got a no call.
Really?
I guess that was the makeup no call.
These are the greatest jumps we've ever seen. The anticipation. Look at Jack. Look at. Oh, well, maybe. Am I eating my words? Was Schilling a little quick on the pull?
I thought Schilling was early.
A little quick on the pull?
I thought he reacted to Schilling's pull.
And Jarvis Jenkins just followed the open hole right to the running back.
Yep.
Okay. All right. My bad.
And that's a 300-pound defensive tackle with some movement skills. When he stays fresh and he's not fatigued and plays with leverage, he's a pretty good player.
2nd and 14. Kaepernick drop. And then sails Dwayne Harris.
Go ahead, Mike. Phil Taylor.
Phil Taylor from Baylor at 337 pounds. You want to talk about a powerful guy, an ability to push the pocket, and watch what happens right in the middle working on Schilling. Watch this. He's so quick off the ball, 337. Now he extends the arm, push ball right there to the quarterback. Folks, 337-pound guys with those kind of movement skills are rare.
And he needs to make sure he stays in that 337 range. Don't get bigger. 337, keep yourself on the field. That's plenty of weight to do some damage.
Kaepernick. Got hooked up with Kendall Hunter, incomplete.
Great hustle by Kaepernick to keep that thing alive. Really disappointed. Kendall Hunter, who I've been popping all week, is a guy who I think's on the rise and really helped himself catch football. And to finish your story about the nose tackle, Phil Taylor, that just made the play, the other thing for him is going to be off the field. He transferred from Penn State. He got in trouble after starting back in 07. He transferred, gained a lot of weight. People are going to have to do their homework with this kid, both with the weight and his off-the-field suspension from Penn State.
Woo! Wow. Curley got laid out by Niles Paul. 50-yard punt.
As a starting wide receiver in college, playing the gunner position and trying to make a name for himself. Well done. Timed it out perfectly.
In the NFL, that might even be head-to-head.
Really nicely done, because you talk about it all the time, Mike, and Bob, you see it all the time. Making a team for a lot of these guys comes down to being able to be versatile on special teams and doing things you may not have done much of in college in order to stick on a roster in the NFL.
Ponder, nice adjustment by Hankerson, and it's a first down.
Hey, Hankerson's having himself a game here, and it brings up another category that I have called more homework. And this is a guy that's going to force me to do more homework because of what I saw this week in practice and what I've seen on game tape. Now, these are guys that I'm intrigued by, and I'm going to go home and do some homework on. Christian Ballard's got rare movement skills at 288 pounds. Quentin Carter, the safety from Oklahoma, had a great week of practice, pulled a hammy, missed the game. He forces me to go home and watch him play. I thought he's closer to a third-round kind of guy than I expected. Hankerson had a huge day today, had a good week, and Alan Bailey, the defensive end from Miami, a really gifted defensive end that I've got to go back and say, what is he? Is he a base end? Can he kick inside? He did both at Miami. Those are four guys that I think are rising, and I better go get some work done on.
And on that play, Richard Sherman.
It's a real nice catch by Hankerson. That ball was behind him when it really was supposed to be in front.
Powell will tail back on 1st and 10. Takes it out across midfield to the north 49-yard line. Ian Williams on the tackle, gain of 5.
Kind of at that point, Bob, in the NFL, they talk about the 4-minute drill, trying to run the football, keep the clock moving. You've got to lead. You don't want your runners to go out of bounds. You don't want to stop the clock in any way, shape, or form, but you still have to get first downs.
Where you're asking your offensive line to be real tenacious. Stay with those blocks. Get every yard you can out of each run. To keep down and distance manageable, and you love what you're looking at. 2nd and 5 is a good look for your offense.
Hey, zone will.
From the north 49. Powell again. Powell's got a first down. Flags come flying in. It's like a face mask. I think they're going to get Pierre Allen.
How about Powell getting out of trouble initially with the spin in the backfield?
Grasping the face mask. Number 95 of the defense. 15-yard penalty results in a first down.
Charles, I thought that was Lawrence Wilson from UConn. I'm not sure, but he ran through the tackle with strength. There's the face mask.
Pierre Allen with the face mask, yeah.
But the move in the backfield, to me, was the more significant part of that play, because as you said, it shows an NFL team that he's got strength and power.
It made the run. The face mask and the rest run doesn't occur if he doesn't make that move in the backfield. If he doesn't make the move, we're looking at 3rd and long.
Got poked in the eye there, obviously, on that play.
So they move it on a first down, get a new set of downs here, and deeper into the territory.
Anthony Allen now the tailback. South with a 7-point lead. Ponder or Hankerson incomplete.
Those comeback routes are so difficult when you don't know your receiver. You're coming off play action. It's got to be thrown quickly. The corner was aggressive on the edge, and I give Ponder credit that time for throwing it away. The timing was already off.
Oh, it's an all-star game, but 3:18 to go. You might want to run it a little bit. Got the 7-point lead. Tick-tock, goes the clock.
Throw the ball, man. Let's go. Let's have some fun.
It's an all-star game.
All right, Bruce Arians.
Here's the thing. You know who I want to see catch the football? I'm just being selfish here. I want to see number 9, Charles Clay, get out into the flat and catch it.
Now you get a whistle and a timeout from the South with 3:17 to go. The South by 7 in North Territory.
I know they want to see him block and do some other things, but I think he's special in open field catching the football. Guy had well over 2,000 yards in his career in receiving yardage.
25, 44, 43 catches this past season for 526 yards and 7 touchdowns.
And 911 rush yards, which goes back to what did Mike Mayock tell us about this guy earlier? We don't know where to play him yet. Is he a running back? Is he a wide? Is he a tight end? Is he an H-back? Is he a fullback? Right. He's done all of those things in some form or another at Tulsa. But where will you settle? Right. And that's why you're saying find a spot for this guy. He's an athlete who can make plays.
239 pounds. I think what he runs at the combine will be very important to this young man's future, and also showing physicality as a blocker regardless of where he lines up.
And we did catch one play of that early this ball game.
2nd and 10. Allen.
Wow.
Inside the 25-yard line of the 23. Pretty heavy collision there. Picks up 5.
You know, I was talking a little while ago about the more homework category, and the other group that I didn't mention that was on that list was all the quarterbacks. And it starts with Jake Locker, and I think he's got top 15 ability. I'll be the first to tell you that, but I'm still confused because I've watched so much tape of him. I've seen good and bad. Ponder, with all the injuries, he looks like a West Coast efficient quarterback to me. You see down at the bottom, the North and South quarterbacks. What's Ponder going to be? He had a first-round grade by a lot of people heading into this season. I think he's a West Coast guy whose accuracy's got to improve a little bit. Dalton, to me, a winner, a tough kid, a smart kid. All of these quarterbacks, Kaepernick is fascinating. Somebody's going to take a shot on him. It won't be in the first round, in my opinion, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was the second, although I think the third round makes sense. He's a 2-year project.
McElroy's jumped into that conversation.
McElroy, right.
Where does he fit? Well, you know, he's shown probably more arm than maybe we thought going in.
3rd and 5 for Ponder. Ponder's got a first down and a touchdown to Jeremy Curley.
That's why you throw the football, Bob.
Put the game away.
Nice throw.
I thought that was a throw where I'm going to make sure I put it on the receiver, on the body, not worried about the anticipation, not where he's supposed to be. I'm going to put it right on him and then let him make a play.
You see that? Manipulate the free safety with the head and shoulders and come back to Curley. Curley did a great job out of the seam. I think Curley's special with the ball in his hands, whether he's a return guy or a receiver.
Jasper hits the extra point, and now the South pushes the lead to 14.
I can see why you want to go back and do more work, Mike, on Christian Ponder. He has opened my eyes this week because I had an idea about what I thought about him coming into this week, and he's expanded my idea. 7 of 13, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns today. I liked his pocket presence. I liked his movement. A couple of the plays that he threw the ball away. Great idea. Knew what he was doing. Nothing was there. I've enjoyed watching him play today.
Yeah, I have too. And you know, that last replay we just showed of Curley, and maybe if we can re-rack that thing while we have a second, I'd like to show you what he did to make that throw available to Ponder, because he knew Ponder was coming back to him. And watch him stick it to the outside and then move it back inside. He's got man. Watch him stick, bang, outside. He opens the safety's hips up, opens that seam up in between the corner and the safety, which is what the quarterback needs to stick it in between the 2 defenders.
And you know, the last thing on that with Ponder, what I liked about that throw is that ordinarily you would think what? on that seam route, lead him into it, but he also knew the safety was in the middle. He stopped him from a collision by the throw, which is a really nice play by Christian Ponder.
That, to me, was the best play of the day when you're talking about 3 or 4 days of work.
Yep.
Safety and a slot understanding the concept of the play to allow an alleyway for the quarterback to throw it.
I just love the idea. He knew the safety was there. I'm not going to run my receiver into him. I'm going to stop him with the football so he can make the catch and not have to absorb a big hit.
Niles Paul on the return for the North, out to the 30-yard line. And then submarined out of bounds. Gilchrist.
You know, there's some receivers in this game that have done really well on special teams. Harris from East Carolina, Niles Paul, both in the cover and the return game. And it's unique when you see a receiver make that kind of effort. And head coaches love it because it allows you to keep an extra wide receiver on your roster, which typically will go to a defensive back or a linebacker.
Got to be versatile as Jake Locker comes in. No matter where you're drafted, it's a 53-man roster. You're probably going to have to play some specials.
Got him, Chris, go! He's coming! He's coming!
Locker. Nice throw to Pettis. He runs out of bounds at the 43 on the sideline of Stacy.
Jeremy Curley, our analyst, just called that the best play of the game. Tell us about the route and the touchdown.
It's been something we've been working on all day in practice, all week, but I'm just glad it worked out today.
Why do you have such a rhythm with Christian Ponder, you in this offense? What's been the difference today?
I mean, we've been coming out taking practice serious, you know, trying to get better every play, and it was nothing different on that play.
Your quarterback is Andy Dalton at TCU. What is your impression of what he's been able to accomplish this week?
He's a great quarterback. You know, he has a great head on his shoulders. He's a quarterback on a mission, you know, and he's out here proving it.
Last question. I'm a little bit taller than you, Jeremy, but what do you say to scouts in regards to your size at the next level?
Big heart, man. I got a big heart.
All right, good stuff. Back to you, Bob.
All right, made a big play to push the South lead to 14.
And you know, Bob, while we have a chance, I'd really like collectively for us to thank the coaching staffs of both teams who were so open to us all week long. Locker with a deep route.
Nearly to Marcus Van Dyke.
By Chan Gailey, his offensive coordinator Curtis Modkins, his defensive coordinator George Edwards. They were so all during the week in meetings, allowing us access to their players. And then on the north sidelines, Marvin Lewis and his group has done a great job. And Bob Bradke, coordinator Mike Zimmer, we had a great meeting with him yesterday. Both those guys, thank you so much for the access and just the frankness that you dealt with us all week long.
You really do a great job and make it fun and hopefully make it good for the fans. Sanzenbacher with the catch, picks up 9 with 2:14 to go. So timeouts remaining and the 2-minute warning, down by 14.
And what you learned from this week, I think a lot of people have the impression that the athletes are so terrific in the NFL.
Yep.
Much coaching. There's more coaching. I mean, they coach like crazy up in this league. And it's not just because they're getting a chance out of power. They level
because there's no soft games on your schedule.
Nothing. You know,
you can't overwhelm anybody with talent.
You're not playing the Little Sisters of the Poor, as Ohio State famously said this year.
Now,
and that's going to be a problem in the NFL, too.
There's the throw you were talking about. Right. More of a skinny post type of throw where he hangs his receiver out to dry by putting it up that high.
And again, that's a high throw and a tough one for the receiver.
And again, goes back to what issue? Accuracy. Was
ball's got to be down into his body. Here it is right now. See where it is? That's up there. You're leaving the receiver exposed. Hit from the corner and the safety coming over.
After this play, I want to show you.
de la Ligue nationale. On vous présente ce soir 2011 de la Ligue. Et comme il se doit, elles se sont présentées sur à l'extérieur du RB. Il y a une parfaite aujourd'hui. Parfaite pour les amateurs. Au premier des deux programmes de la fin de semaine, ce soir, c'est-à-dire le concours de habileté. Marc-André Fleury sera l'un des gardiens, sera d'office amplement. Lui qui Bonsoir, mesdames, messieurs, ici. Nous sommes très heureux de retrouver Benoît et moi dans notre cabine de commentateurs ce soir, notre ami et collègue Mario Tremblay. Bonsoir, messieurs.
Bonsoir, Pierre. Bonsoir, Benoît.
Alors, allons-y tout de suite. On va présenter à nos téléspectateurs les épreuves que nous verrons ce soir. Évidemment, trouver une formule idéale et une formule parfaite. Mais je pense que les 6 que nous verrons, messieurs, vous serez d'accord, vont démontrer l'ensemble du talent des joueurs de la Ligue nationale de hockey. Et quelle est ta préférée, Mario?
Bien, moi, ma préférée, lorsqu'on regarde le tableau ici, j'aime beaucoup le patineur le plus rapide, parce que je crois que les amateurs aiment cette compétition-là. Et bien sûr, les échappées aussi. Je pense que les 2 premières, pour moi, sont quand même très importantes.
Et tu m'ouvres la porte, Benoît, si tu permets, le concours des échappées. Vous êtes appelés, chers amis, à voter pour vos préférés, parce que là, on voit toutes sortes de... On voit le côté artistique, Benoît, du hockey.
Absolument, je pense que c'est toujours excitant et j'aime voir les joueurs